coming at you, recorded from Missouri, to give you one of our world-famous movie commentaries on the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. We have it paused right when the Marvel Studios logo is fully up. So while you guys get your batteries plugged in, let's go around the Milano and meet the bros. As always, I'm Brian Banner, and to my right, we have our own cybernetically engineered raccoon, Jeff Hornacek. Now, Horns, can you tell me about that time that you stole those batteries from your ex-wife?
I'm drunk. The reason I took the batteries was because the batteries, and I'll let the people connect the dots, were basically replacing me in our marriage. If you get what I'm getting at.
Yep. I don't understand. Can you explain it to me?
It was a vibrator. They were in a vibrator.
Fair enough. All right. And also to my right, because we're not allowed to sit next to each other anymore, is our very own destroyer, Matthew F. Geiger. Now, Geiger, I know you love gardening so much. Can you explain to the fans exactly how to plant an intergalactic seed and how it grows?
Yeah, plant the seed, take it out, and then just plant weed.
Fair enough. You heard it first here,
Green
folks.
thumb.
All right, bros and broettes alike. We are paused at the Marvel Studios logo, and we're going to press play in 3, 2, 1, Guardians.
It's already
It came out May 4th, I believe. May 5th. Was it on Cinco de Mayo too?
No, this one was on Star Wars Day.
May the 5th.
Wow,
Yeah.
really? I know that.
Yeah.
Ballsy of them, I guess.
Missouri, where I was from, never looks this nice. So
This CGI shit, how many old actresses out there, like, can we use this in real life so that I can get an actual acting part?
No shit.
This does look just like Kurt Russell, like back in the 80s, man. This is great. Just catching tail, driving Firebirds.
Love how Meredith Quill came back. Good for her. It's nice to see
Yes.
her not on her deathbed.
Getting STDs that aren't even fucking, like, even known yet.
Yeah, the doctor's
Yeah,
like,
like-
how many players on the football team did you say you slept with? Just one?
Yeah.
Okay, because this is like, I've never seen herpes like
It's like, I
this.
think it's just a razor burn. I'm like, but you don't shave down there. Yeah, well, it can't be anything else. We don't even know about it yet.
And also you're bleeding out of your ears because of it. So I'll just go ahead and allude to the end of this movie, but basically Ego's plan, we've all started plans like this, is, what if I just fuck a chick on all the million planets? What if I just do that?
Yeah, Will Chamberlain had a quite plan like that, that if you go to Broforcesquad.com, he's actually in our Hall of Fame for doing such thing.
Yeah, he averaged like 1.2 a day?
At least, yeah, in his prime.
Did some work.
We've done the math.
Okay, who takes longer to do their hair? Because Russell's hair is feathered and layered. That would take at least 4 hours to do. And Banner, you know something about hair, so what do you think?
I'm disgusted that you, like, A, know that, B, recognize that, and yeah, I mean, that's at least a 2-hour job.
To get my manhood back a little bit, the reason I knew about the feathered hair was because of Dodgeball, but the layered stuff is because I have a wife, I guess. This looks like the inside of, like, the video we watched in PE about how kids were made.
How great is the excuse that he's a spaceman? We should all just try that at the bar. I'm actually from outer space, so wouldn't get too attached.
Isn't it great to see a movie when it says 34 years later it actually makes sense to the story, unlike Fantastic Four 2015? It's like 1 year later because the director quit.
Because the director wouldn't stop choking Kate Mara.
I can't quite remember, guys, because we were drunk when we did this review last May, but I believe that one of us, or not all of us, picked this for our best scene with our 5 criteria.
I can confirm I was drunk.
One of us had to pick this scene. This scene's fantastic.
It was either that or it's one of those things where none of us picked it because we assumed somebody else was going to pick it.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
That happens a lot.
Gunn just knocked it out of the park, dude. 2 Guardians movies, 2 fucking insane opening sequences. I count this as the opening sequence because it's the first time we actually see the team.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, nothing to take away from this one, but the first one is my favorite Marvel movie of all time. my top 5 superhero movie of all time, and that Peter Quill dancing to Come and Get Your Love, I still run to that song and just think that I'm fucking like kicking fucking
Lizards,
lizards or whatever. Nothing can top that one. This one came close, but there's just no way. There's no way it can top that one. There's Baby Groot.
This movie, if I remember correctly, it was at least a Final 4. Was it a Final 2 movie?
Not this one, but the original was.
The original one was.
Yeah. This one hadn't came out yet.
This one hasn't come out.
Comic Book Movie Madness Tournament.
I gotta admit, I was really wrong when they cast Bradley Cooper as Rocket Raccoon. I was like, really? That guy has no fucking charisma. And the way that he's changed his voice to do this role, I'm like, all right, once again, Jeff Hornacek is really wrong.
I still want to see him do the voice because I still almost don't believe that he does it because it doesn't even sound like him at all.
And here we go.
Did the
Baby
squid
Groot.
thing just land for you guys?
Baby Groot's trying to get the thing plugged in. He just got it plugged in. A James Gunn film just came up.
What a great fucking intro, dude.
Really, I'm a little ahead of y'all. Pause for a second.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
This thing in the background that they're fighting, I think I dated that sophomore year.
A lot of movies will try to copy this. I don't even know how to explain what James Gunn did here. It's like 80s meets 90s meets 70s. And it's so funny.
But yet it's still futuristic.
It's retro. It's futuristic at the same time. It's insane. It's just Guardians. And no one else could even try to even do this. If they do this, they're gonna fall short.
All right, we're gonna
How
suck.
this vision of this is insane. It's so creative.
We're gonna suck this movie's dick for the next 2 hours. But can I complain about fucking Vin Diesel getting his name in the credits for playing Baby Groot?
Yeah, I would get it. I was actually just about to ask you, do you know who did the motion capture for Baby Groot? Because I know it wasn't Vin Diesel.
It was probably, what's James
A
Gunn's
baby that
brother's
looks
name?
like Vin Diesel.
Sean
Was
Gunn.
it Mark Sinclair?
Hey, I'm a tree. Actually, the problem is my Vin Diesel impression sounds a lot like Stallone, and they're both in this fucking movie.
I love how they brought this back from the end, where anytime Drax looks at him, he stops. They did that. At the
Actually,
end
you
of
know
the
what? I
original
saw a
part.
special feature. James Gunn did the motion capture for Baby Groot, in this scene at least.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the dancing.
Can we talk about what it was like on Bagel Day when Vin Diesel and Stallone sat by each other? And he's like, hey. And it's just 3-word sentences the whole time.
It's like the one day they're on set together is conveniently Bagel Day. Oh, that's weird, Vin. You actually fucking left your hotel room?
I'm impressed that he was on time.
Wonder if he's on time to this shit. Marvel seems like they run a pretty tight ship over there.
I just can't believe he gets his name in the credits. Because it's not even his voice anymore. And if
He's
it is...
like,
He recorded it in like 8 different languages.
He goes in Comic-Con and like says like, I'm part of this movie. I'm like, okay, no, you're not.
Yo soy Groot. Just shut the fuck up, dude. Honestly. This CGI is really, really good. Like, this is something 15 years ago we couldn't even thought about doing.
And once again, I'm the WWE fan on the pod, and I'll be the first to admit, never knew Batista could do this, because when he was on the mic in WWE, he had one of the least charisma of anyone, but he is really good at this, I'll have to admit.
Now, he was actually really upset when he first read the script of his character. He did not like it. And then after...
We're kind of like a, speak softly, carry a giant stick, like not funny at all type guy, I guess.
Well, dude,
yeah, kind of, and he just thought that all of his lines were really corny and stupid, and he hated his dialogue with the Mantis, and so, which I don't blame him. It's very difficult to do.
But dude, you're
but
playing
after having a
Drax,
conversation with James Gunn, he was like, I was totally in and on board, and once we got to set, it all worked out perfect.
Momoa turned this role down. Turned down Drax.
It's probably the smartest thing he's ever done, because I don't think... I mean, he'd be good at it, but he's... I mean, Batista is fine, but he's not going to be in any other movies besides this. I mean, Momoa can actually act pretty well.
Yeah.
Also, check out, I know CM Punk, WWE wrestler, has done a lot of Drax storylines and artist work in comics lately. He's a big Drax fan.
Which is kind of a cool little connection between him and Bautista.
How many of you, like, have you guys ever asked your wife if she could just paint herself green just for one night after watching this?
Yeah, it's every anniversary.
Yeah.
One time.
All I need is your tits in your face. I'll make the rest work.
I bought the paint. You bought the fucking paint? Yes, I did.
The next day, she's in the shower. She's like, "This isn't coming off." And I was like, "Yeah, it's permanent marker."
Drax right here, we've all played sports with a guy like this. I mean, total team effort, but I think clearly we can all agree that I kind of fucking carried the load on this one. What? You didn't even...
Yeah, the fullback. Yeah, I did it all.
Did you see me? I was a decoy. If you didn't have that play action, none of this shit would have been opened up.
Fucking Peter Quill, guys. I call him the Han Solo of outer space.
Isn't Han Solo in outer space, though?
James Gunn doing an interesting directing style here. Using a camera.
That's actually what a lot of these movie commentaries are. People are like, oh, the auteur vision. It's not what the fuck this is. Crack a beer, let's fucking have some fun. That's what this is.
See, if this chick wasn't such a bitch, I'd ask my wife to be painted gold, but I just didn't. I was like, I just feel like she'd like make me do things a lot when I got home from work. Like, I just got home from work. I don't want to like mow the yard.
She's like, so
well,
when
the neighbors mowed theirs. What do you think that makes us look like? I don't know.
Hobos is what it does. People are probably going to wonder. They're going to kick us out of the HOA next.
You know, I prefer a more natural look, so I'm going to leave my grass long.
I thought you were talking about her gold skin. I was like, Banner, that's the way they look, you racist.
No, I think they're golden.
If I think Zoe looks hotter green than she does in her normal skin color, does that make me racist?
I think it'd be racist.
Well, hold on. Do you think she's hotter green, or do you think she's hotter blue like she is in Avatar?
Green.
Then yeah, you're racist because she's an Indian in Avatar.
Well, I forgot she was in Avatar. You know, if she was painted anything in Star Trek, I would actually say maybe she has some type of, like, mental problem. I love Nebula and Gamora's relationship in this movie.
Their arc is great, starting in the first one and continuing through this one.
I live in Dallas, man. If I was gold, like this chick, if I went up to the bars in Uptown, like my dick would have rust on it. There's no way chicks they'd be all over my place. Or go to LA, if you're gold, my God, you get laid all the time.
If you go to LA and you're gold and you tell them that you can get you're a movie producer, it's over. Yeah, I could probably get you a part. Maybe not no lines first, but I can get you something.
But like a solid 3 seconds on screen for sure.
So when Pratt was shooting this, you think that him and Anna Faris were like basically on the fence?
Yeah, I think it was pretty much over.
Yeah, I think.
So he like had chicks in his trailer, probably.
I mean, I'm not going to speculate on that. That's disgusting.
I was like watching movies.
Yeah, totally.
I was like watching movies, and seeing really hot chicks in the background that don't have any lines, and just be like, wonder who they screwed to get in this movie. No one else plays that game.
Or the guys, it's like who's their uncle? Hey, this is my nephew. Do you mind if he... At first the kid just wants to watch on set one day, and then he's like, maybe we get him in the background. Next thing you know, he's fucking Jake Lloyd leading episode 1.
He's in prison now.
You guys should check out our Phantom Menace review. Go at length about him being in prison. And yet, how somehow he was the best actor in the entire movie.
Talk about kicking somebody while he's down. Jesus, we're sick. I love his fucking audio setup here. I've always loved this.
I'm with Pratt, though, right here, man. If I'm going to get in shape, you better give me a shirt-off scene. That's all I'm going to say.
They do a good job of, I think, in all their movies of making sure that they give guys the shirt-off scene.
See, I would argue that he was in better shape for the first one.
Yeah, I think he
That
was.
always happens, though. Bale was in the best shape in Batman Begins, and then he was, like, almost, like, anorexic in the next two.
Well, Bale's just weird.
He was also... I also think Pratt was in better shape in Jurassic World than he was even in this.
That needs to be a fan question. Who got in crazy shape for the first one, got in better shape than the second one? The one movie that comes to mind is Rambo. The second one, he got shredded up. Like, the first one, he's pretty beef, but Stallone got shredded up for the second one. And also Rocky 3.
The second one, he could have killed the Viet Cong with just his abs.
He could have.
I thought he did.
He might have.
Abs.
I haven't seen it in a while. That might actually be how the movie goes.
Batista actually lost weight for this role. If you ever watch WWE, you'll see like he's probably lost 30 pounds for this role.
He did. He had a small role as a villain in an episode of Chuck, and he was fucking jacked.
Can we just not bring up Chuck anymore? Like, this is.
Would you rather me bring up Bad Boys 2?
I would rather you bring up Bad Boys 2 than Chuck, because at least I fucking have seen Bad Boys 2 can speak to it. This Chuck thing is something I think that you just made up in your mind.
Banner, did you see that Bad Boys 3 isn't happening?
Allegedly.
Not yet, because the world's not ready. We're waiting for the next eclipse, which is in 7 years. It makes sense.
Yeah, Martin Lawrence will be in shape by then.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
I'm surprised Kevin Hart had taken his role and just hoping no one notices.
Okay, I would even be out if that happened.
So Nebula's left arm, did that get fucked up in the first one, or is that from Thanos?
I think it was. She cut it off in the first one, and I don't think she got a new one yet.
That's right.
Is Zoe married or dating anyone?
Yeah, there's like 4 kids.
Ah, fuck. I feel like she's like the Hooters waitress that you hook up with, and you're like, hey, I know this is weird, but can you put on the uniform? With her, do you think her husband is ever like, can you just like be green for me tonight, please?
He says, of course, babe.
Why do you like me in the uniform? Because I got pantyhose and my boobs look big? I'm like, no, that's not it.
Are you kidding? No, I just want to have a conversation with you and get back in the environment that we were in when we first started talking.
I think you look beautiful once you wake up without makeup. Saying that with a straight face.
I won't be able to resist you. That's why I always leave before I see you like that. I love this scene. Him and Rocket just, alright, I have the bigger penis than you.
I like to thank James Gunn, because if it wasn't for Groot, I'd never know when my wife climax, because she always says I am Groot right before she comes.
That must be nice.
Yeah, she hasn't done that since the last time we saw this movie, which is in May, but it's always nice.
I think this is pretty cool. They're all just like basically playing a giant-ass video game.
And then they get tickets at the end. They print out and they get to go buy Tootsie Rolls at the fucking counter.
Yeah, fuck, all I got is enough for this swirly stroll. I want that big sword up there.
I want the basketball goal.
Well, look, if we combine our tickets, we can share it, guys.
I don't want to share it.
That's where you gotta go tell your mom. It's like, hey, if you really want me to hate Dad, you're gonna bring me here every fucking week before I get that basketball goal.
I mean, I guess. I'm not paying for this shit, though. Have Mike, her new boyfriend, pay for it.
What's so stupid about that is that it takes about $80 worth of playing games to win a teddy bear that would cost you $4 at Walmart if you just went up and bought. That's what I don't get about like Dave & Buster's and some of that stuff.
It's about the journey. It's not the prize.
But you didn't fucking earn it.
I know I'm a little bit ahead of us, but Ego's ship, I think, is just so fucking stupid.
It looks like a big white turd.
It just looks like the blimp that like takes pictures of the Cotton Bowl. I
love this where him and Rocket are just measuring dicks here. This is a great scene.
I've been flying this since I was 10. I was engineered to fly a spaceship.
That's PEDs.
You're engineered to be a douchebag.
That's technically performance enhancers.
Can we say the Marvel Cinematic Universe and the top 5 like characters that are developed and people really buy in, like Rocket's probably in the top 5?
It's kind of crazy if you would have told me this movie's gonna have a tree that can only say its name and a talking raccoon, and you're gonna fucking be so emotionally invested in it. I would have said, well, yeah, well, I'd be on shrooms when I go see it, and the answer is Yes, but that has nothing to do
I'm
with it.
still emotionally invested.
Yeah. Someone comes up to me in a bar and says, we live in a fucked up world where, like, Donald Trump's president. I said, we live in a fucked up world where a raccoon, a green lady, and a comic book no one's ever heard of is one of the greatest movies in the world, and DC can't fucking get their shit together and just make a Batman film. That's what kind of world we live in.
This guy's the dude who, like, never talked to anyone at school, fucking tucked his shirt into his cargo shorts. But when you went to the arcade, that's where he was God among men. Move! As he steps up to the system. Excuse me.
He does look like the guy from Grandma's Boy that just fucking beats everyone's ass at video games.
At DDR, yeah.
His eyes are really freaking me the fuck out, though.
I love how Drax puts on the bubble wrap. Hey, I need to be shipped 3 to 5 days with Amazon real quick.
Yeah, because you know Star-Lord isn't paying for Prime.
I bet this gold dude gets to fuck any of the gold chicks he wants.
That one's kind of dressed like a skank over there with the black turtleneck, and she just walked away.
What a whore. Didn't realize we were at a brothel.
Banner, I can't get over that girl looks like Sansa Stark in gold so much.
You know, she kind of does.
She really does. It's weird.
Ooh, sold out house tonight. Fucking Billy Joel playing next. Elizabeth Debicki, who plays Aisha, she's hot. Just say what we're all thinking.
There's Eco's ship.
See, this is like, as we get into it, because I don't think we really talked about it too much in our review, but we all know like the third act at the very end gets a little out there for us. I don't think it
a little out there. It's weird. It's weird to say. Like, this movie is like trippy is a word I'll use it for the third act. You know, for people that are into illegal drugs and that stuff, we don't promote that at all on this podcast
definitely
or anything. Fuck that. But it was a different way to go. It was definitely different from the first one, for sure.
But did you dig like the whole Ego motivation with Peter? Because it's very different from the comics. Ego is like a joke in the comics. That's why when they announced him as Peter's dad, people were really skeptical. I think it makes...
I like that they switched it up.
Yeah,
I didn't dig the end too much. I'll say that. I'll say that I digged 80% of this movie. Then the end, it got kind of out of control for me, for sure. Somebody that is into the weed smoking community, I am, but whenever I go see kind of a Marvel movie, Doctor Strange was one thing, but Guardians I kind of had an idea going in, but it kind of went a different way. But I'm interested to see it again. This is my third time seeing it, so I might change my mind. Who knows? And I'm drinking.
You're drinking?
Honestly, I hate to tell you guys this, but I don't drink too much whenever I go see the movie because I'll have to piss like 5 times. And then I got to do a movie review about it.
All right, I accidentally just skipped ahead. What? Anyone have a timestamp, or can you just tell me what's happening?
They just crashed. They're all kind of arguing right now. Ancillary batteries. Star Munch.
Has Gamora said we almost died yet? Okay.
Maybe.
They're called Harbulary batteries, Banner.
I don't know. She's a hot chick. I just look at her. I don't listen to her. So maybe.
I think one thing I'm most excited for in Infinity War is to see Rocket interact with other Avengers.
Who are we most excited to see him interact with? I mean, Downey Jr. is kind of a layup, but
Yeah. Him and Spider-Man will probably be pretty cool to see.
Yeah, I'm kind of interested to see him interact with Thor also.
I'm interested to see him interact with Hulk if that happens. It's
There-
like it'd be like the biggest dude and the smallest dude.
There's a
And
scene
you
where
just,
they're
like, give
together. I
Hulk
read.
shit,
Yeah.
and Hulk would just kind of grunt at him.
There's a scene that they filmed on this like church set, and they had the Hulk prosthetics in and the Rocket prosthetics, so they should be together.
I don't know, man. I'm a DC fan. I think anything that connects is lame. How stupid is that? That all these great movies are coming together to make two gigantic movies. Sounds retarded.
Yeah, except for the fact that sounds awesome.
All right, so the egg timer's landing now.
Slip, Jeff.
I tell you what, if you're a guy that's ever had unprotected sex and you see something like this come near you, you get a little worried. Banner, I gotta say this too. I did not like Mantis in this movie. It sounds like I don't like
didn't
this
either.
movie. I love this movie, but
This is where the movie, to me, I'm like, wow, I love the Guardians, but I want more of this. Howard the Duck. Not Howard the Duck. I'm just pointing out that Howard Duck's in this movie.
no. So we just got to Contraxia, right?
Yeah, I just saw Howard the Duck. He just left. Geiger, I think you might be a little bit.
Yeah.
Michael Rooker, who did not get in shape for this movie, is putting his pants on after fucking one of those robot girls.
He's in a little bit of shape, but the thing is that he's kind of older, and not
Yeah, you
everyone
don't
can
want
be
him to be.
Stallone.
How many credits do you think it costs for a night with two of these robots?
I don't know. Go Wikipedia Westworld. That has to be on our Westworld review somewhere, where we talk about how much it takes to have sex with a robot, isn't it?
It's gotta be. If it's
If
not,
if not,
if not,
doing
we're addressing that season
Yeah.
2, episode 1.
You know,
sure.
right after I have sex, I don't really want like my ugly friend like looking. Like, how long have you been looking through that window at me? No, it's not that long. Got fucking Marilyn
I know I'm a
Manson
strange
too.
person, and I will scream at the top of my lungs that Vin Diesel sucks at acting, but if you say that Stallone sucks, then I will fight you to the death. But Stallone is awesome. I love Stallone. He still looks great, too.
And he's great as a Ravager, dude.
Yeah. Can we get a Ravager movie with Stallone?
Anytime James Gunn has talked about wanting to do that. This is how it is. Like when you had when you're.
Hey, I don't know. Maybe we'll fly there, or maybe we'll fly over there. I don't know. Is that good, Jeff?
It's great. This is what it's like when your friend beats you at Madden and then you see him out at the bar next day. You go, "It's been some time."
Stallone and Rooker together, like, I think this scene is underrated. Them yelling at each other.
It's really good, especially in the snow, and it looks like kind of a mini Vegas or Reno, maybe Atlantic City.
No, this is definitely like a middle of nowhere, like, Iowa strip club place.
Dude, I've been to Iowa. They don't have that many neon lights. Trust me. You're gonna drive
In
in
the whole
darkness, there
state,
might
they
be,
don't.
like a neon light that's half broken.
This scene's great because at the time you're like, okay, what? They're just like fucking arguing, and then by the end of the movie, you're like, damn, that's really emotional.
Man, or there was a White Walker. Did you see that by Stallone? Maybe that connects. Who knows?
They don't need to connect it. Just let the directors do their vision, okay?
It doesn't connect because Stallone would show up in Game of Thrones and kill the fuck out of every White Walker and just Rambo their ass. It'd
Or
be
he
awesome.
would train Jon Snow, and then Jon Snow would beat the fuck out of anyone. Again, dude,
They do some Sons of Anarchy.
Laserface, like that whole scene later in the movie, totally did not land with me.
Is it Laserface or Taserface?
Exactly.
This is what my wife makes me do every time she walks into a room. Gotta roll out the carpet and stuff. It takes a lot of work.
Chivalry's not dead. And the whole time, this chick would be like, "Who's taking photos for my Instagram?"
Wanda would just be like, "Hey, I'll come to you. This looks like a lot of work for
She's
your
like, "No,
shirts."
no, do stay."
At the Ravagers, hashtag fun, hashtag Wednesday.
Hashtag Yondu.
Hashtag work life.
Hashtag fry yay.
It's like, where's a good brunch place around here? Like, what's that?
We want bottomless mimosas.
Yeah. We don't want to eat breakfast or lunch. We want somewhere in between. We'll just come in at 10. They'll serve food. But they don't have a brunch menu. I don't fucking get, what do they serve at 10?
So Kurt Russell, I actually really like as an actor. And this is going to sound really weird, but are we getting a little Kurt Russell fatigue? Because he's starting to pop up in these roles, like Fate of the Furious, this. He was in, what was the other movie? He was in one other movie where it's like a big tentpole film, and you could tell that, like, he's kind of hot again, so people are hitting him up. He's like, I'm just going to be like a shooting star, shine bright, and then burn the fuck out again.
Yeah, like, he's like, I'm not running out of money, but I could definitely use some more. So it seems like he's taking roles, too, that he wouldn't have necessarily taken 10 years ago.
I'll talk about the elephant in the room. The only reason he's getting all of these roles is because our Lord and Savior Patrick Swayze is dead. Because he is Patrick Swayze light. Can we all agree with that?
Yep, definitely. Escape from Los Angeles was basically like a Swayze film, but cornier.
My wife said his wife is getting him roles, but I don't know. She's getting me another beer, so she can't add on to that point.
Yeah, you definitely shouldn't disagree with her then if she's getting you more beer.
I love how here you can kind of tell that Ego has done this to so many other of his kids, like right before the draft, you know, like when they're about to make it big, because he has it down to a science. Oh, yeah.
There we go. Party started.
As Ego's taking a piss in the woods, it's like the greatest, most bro moment. Is there anything cooler than like walking away from your campfire when you're out camping, taking a piss, and then just coming back?
Banner, if you, like, in your college days, would you do this chick, even if she had, like, those things growing up, like antennas?
Yeah.
It's not that bad if you take those out.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't not brag about it, but I wouldn't brag about it.
She seems like a sweet girl. It's like that chick that's really hot with a great body, but she has, like, a snaggle tooth or something.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, she just doesn't smile.
And you know
She's
she
like
won't stay over.
8.
She won't stay over too long because she probably has to study. I know I'm getting a little ahead of myself, but I think it was probably the hardest I laughed in this whole movie when, maybe he did already have it, maybe he did already say it, when he was like, I thought Yondu was your dad. He's like, no. He goes, you look exactly alike. And Rocket goes, he's blue.
He's blue.
We all have that friend where you're like, you're too stupid to insult.
Yeah, we all have one of those.
Yeah, his name's Ronnie Cycling.
God damn it, you beat me to it.
Really? Shit.
Gamora has him out in the woods. She's like, I'm glad you found your dad, but you've been, like, really ignoring me ever since we crashed on this planet.
Yeah, and I'm late.
Whenever girls are pissed, they always say that they're pregnant. It's awesome.
Oh, but that's, like, anti-bro. That's not awesome.
Shooting Knight Rider.
Do you guys like how they brought Hasselhoff into this?
No.
I don't either.
I mean, I get like the reference where he's like joking because Knight Rider was like iconic when he was still on Earth, but the cameo of him later on in the movie really took.
Yeah, that's stupid. It's 80s too. They could have picked so many other people, I guess, to do. I mean, they could have picked like Vanilla Ice. I don't know, any other 80s thing. Just the Knight Rider thing, I just didn't really get. Who else was badass in the 80s? I mean, you get Clint Eastwood, someone like that.
There's a lot of people. Shit, John Stamos. Actually, he references him, doesn't he?
He referenced him in the first one.
Yeah, Stamos is hot right now, Jeff. He's on fire.
That's true. He was
He's
also hot
doing
then.
He's also doing a lot of TV shows and movie spots.
Yeah, they're all pilots because the studio won't pick them up, but he's doing a lot of them.
Rocket is like the carpenter you hire from Angie's List. He shows up to your house to like fix some drywall, and 4 hours later you come back and you're like, have you been drinking my beer?
Yeah,
Like,
like,
well, you
all
didn't.
the beer's gone.
You didn't.
and then you
You
But
didn't
he's got a
specifically
4-star rating still.
Yeah. You decide you both kind of know a guy that connects you, and you just drink beer on your porch for a while.
Love the music here.
Now, if I remember correctly, Geiger, on our review, you weren't a huge fan of the music in this
I'm glad you brought that up, because once again, I'll say, not a huge fan of the music in this movie.
And that's a unique
Huge
opinion.
fan of the music in the first one.
Now, I was going to say, are you not a huge fan of it because you were such a big fan of the first one, or are you not a huge fan of it just because you're not a huge fan of it?
I'm not a huge fan of it because if anyone knows me or wants to test me, I'm 28 years old, but I could probably go tooth for tooth with anybody on 70s rock and roll because I was grown up around it. There's no Zeppelin, there's no Who, there's no Steve Miller Band. I was thinking, Fly Like an Eagle would be an awesome fucking song to lead in. Any Zeppelin music. There's a Zeppelin song in Thor. Immigration Song was used on the trailer. I just thought that they really lost 70s, and I hate Fleetwood Mac. I'll say that again, too. I just don't. I know they're a 70s fan, but using that in the trailer I didn't like. But I thought there was a lot of 70s music they could have used that they just kind of did not use. Maybe it's because of movie rights. It might have been a lot to use it, but
yeah, I read today actually that James Gunn said the next iteration of music in Volume 3 was something that Yondu gave him that he basically found on that Zune. Because like the whole point of the music, and it's like the titles mirror it, it's like some playlist that he got from someone who meant a lot to him, which I really like.
Yeah.
Mantis.
I like how they use the music. I just didn't like the tunes that they used. I was the dude that was questioning everything the DJ did. I was that douchebag in this movie. Sorry, but I just didn't. There's a lot of
aren't you kind of always that douchebag?
In the first one, I loved it. I listened to the first one all the time when I'm playing golf, when I'm making my eggs in the morning, when I'm working out. That first CD I could listen to start to finish. But this one, I just thought there'd be like more 70s classic rock, like stuff I really fucking dig. But there just wasn't, and I was kind of disappointed, really.
All right, talking about this scene here, I'm going to say something that makes me really mad in movies. When there's a scene that's in every trailer, and then when you go see it in theaters, people laugh really, really hard. Like, this scene was in every single trailer, and then you go see it in theaters, and people are like, oh my god! I'm like, you didn't know that was coming? It's kind of entertaining.
Well, and it's different. And we'll get to this scene later, but like at the end, whenever he's explaining, hey, do you have tape? And don't hit that button.
Don't hit that button, I still laugh.
That one made me laugh.
Hilarious.
Here's my point of it, though. In the trailer, that was the only part that we got. In the movie, that segment is almost 5 minutes long. There's a lot more to it. This scene was line for line. There wasn't that much extra added to it from the trailer. And this isn't that funny.
Mantis, to me, is just like, stops everything dead.
I don't get her power. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't get it.
She's an
But
original...
we still would all have sex with her in college.
Not disputing.
Well, yeah, we never disputed that.
I like her. I like how her outfit makes her look like someone you fight in the third stage of Mortal Kombat.
See, I was thinking she looks like the Green Ninja Turtle with his helmet off.
See, if you gave me a choice, I would totally...
Power Ranger. Been drinking. That's on me, guys.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. If you gave me a choice, I would have stayed with Rocket, got a 30-pack. We would have, quote-unquote, fixed the ship, really just hung out, sitting on our dicks.
Look, we're waiting for parts.
Yeah.
You can't fix it.
Those got to come in the mail.
And you
Whenever we actually make it as a podcast is when we're doing Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 movie commentary, and Bradley Cooper's on here with us doing Rocket Raccoon voice. That'd be fucking awesome. Drunk. That'd be so cool.
Is he drunk with us?
Yes, he's drunk with us doing a movie commentary on his movie as Rocket Raccoon. That'd be legit.
This is Rocket's best Kevin McAllister impression.
I like this scene.
I love this scene.
I like that they gave Rocket Raccoon, which this is crazy too. They're giving a character who is animated his spotlight.
Because people want it.
I I think there's even more better action scenes in this movie than there was in the first one.
100%.
Like, look how good-
Direction-driven, CGI, special effects. This movie probably beats the first one, actually.
He's one of those characters too. Like we were talking about this earlier, but in Infinity War, like he might only be in like 2 or 3 scenes, but he's gonna steal the show. We all know it.
Which is funny to me because I'm not a big Bradley Cooper fan in his other works.
Geiger hates him, I think, outside of this.
That's not. I liked him in The Hangover. He served his purpose, but
And I like him in
Hangover.
Limitless.
He's not a leading man in Hollywood. Like he shouldn't. Like that army movie he did, or whatever, or the
American Sniper.
Yeah, he's not someone that should be like, oh man, this is a great role. Who should we call? Bradley Cooper should not be the first person on there. But he's the good-looking guy that drinks and can be funny. That's him. But that's all he is. But that's not dissing him. I'd kill to be that in Hollywood. That's awesome.
Have you seen Limitless?
Yeah, that's actually one of his closet movies. That's actually pretty good.
I
really like him and that movie in general. But
this is fucking legit. There's
God. He is a badass. I love in the first one when they're getting drunk on that planet with the collector.
Don't you wish, if you could have any power in the Marvel Universe, wouldn't it be Yondu's? Like, Jeff, you're just at a bar, like, Rangers suck, and you just put, like, a fucking arrow right next to
Yeah.
Like, what was that? There's 5 games out of the wild card, and the arrow just gets closer. It's like, but they'll make the playoffs.
And I'll shoot the arrow through everyone that has, like, an Astros shirt on at the bar.
It'd be pretty sick.
I love Michael Rooker's voice. I don't know how much of this he's like hamming up for the role, because I haven't seen The Walking Dead, but it just works.
It bothers me that I don't know who he is, and after every Guardians movie, I Google him and it says The Walking Dead, which is a show I don't watch, but there is something I know him from. It's not just this. I can't fucking.
Well, the thing with The Walking Dead is he was in like half of the first season, and then he comes back in like the 3rd season. And is around for maybe a season, then he's done.
I hate when people. I don't watch The Walking Dead, but I hate when people are like, "Oh, they're in Game of Thrones," like Finn Jones from Iron Fist. Like he's not in Game of Thrones. He's in a couple episodes. He's not in it. He's not. He's not Jon Snow. He's not the Hound or anything like that.
They're talking about the money. Some guy's like, we can't even buy a pair of boots for 25 units. So I want one guy to be like, where are you shopping? I can get you 2 pairs.
Yeah, that's called BOGO, bro.
Dude, a Ravengers movie would be awesome. I hope it doesn't connect, though, because that would suck.
Yeah, make it,
let
the
about
director...
I wouldn't mind one that talked about how Yondu and the other Ravagers split ways when he kept Peter Quill. I would love that movie.
I would want Yondu and Stallone to be in it.
Yeah, 100%.
Back when they were boys.
Awesome. I don't know. Maybe we're ravaged, maybe we won't. I don't know.
I'll let you know when I know.
I'll let you know when I know. Not
Nebula,
before, not after.
Nebula is fucking psychotic. I love it. And she's vegan too, clearly, which is
I love
nice.
that old school Sony Walkman. That's fucking legit. Is this when he goes to his dad's fuck pad, his own planet?
Yeah. He's like, sorry, there's magazines everywhere. I didn't clean up.
Yeah, sorry, there's magazines and like really cool fucking cars with hot chicks on top of the hoods. But
He's got like some old pizza boxes and beer cans.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting to meet my son of 31 years.
Domino's delivers out here? For me, they do, yeah.
He's like, I'm part of the rewards plan, so it's like
I tell him,
every
like, hey,
4 you buy, you get a free one.
He's like, yeah, but you're 8 planets away. Like, literally, it's going to take me, like, star years to get there.
He's like, well, then you better start cooking it. And trust me, I'm going to be following on the little tracker thing. I like Ego's outfit, though. I would wear that in this fall collection.
This is the JCP fall collection here. You know, it's not warm, but it's not cold. It's brisk, if you will,
Yeah.
Banner.
It's
just a light jacket for the evening.
Yeah. It's a brisk day. Perfect
and
for
those
barbecue.
boots. Those boots are so fleek. Yeah, I said it. So what?
He's like, leave this door open. This chick's got to Uber back.
Yeah. Yeah. Ego's like, you're still here? He's like, yeah.
Here's a fountain I built. Here's Lance Armstrong's testicle. Like, what? Why is that?
I dipped it in gold.
Dead?
It's a bit odd. I think we all have a fountain like... Every sushi restaurant I've been to has a fountain like this out front.
Yeah.
Only the freshest of fish.
If you took a chick here, it's like, this is my own planet, and it's beautiful. There's no way she would not put out.
Yeah.
No way.
There's also no way she would leave, so that's a problem in itself.
Banner, you bring up a great point. That is true. But if you could change the planet, it's like, hey, Armageddon's happening tomorrow, so I mean, you better go, and you have that appointment.
And then after that, it's supposed to rain. But don't worry, I booked you a bubble ship to take you home. He's got a haul out here. He's like, this is tape of me, JV, as a fullback. Obviously, you'll see I'm fucking paving the road for the running back every time. He's like, we get to the part where, like, you're my dad and I haven't seen you my whole life?
Do you think Kurt Russell does have, like, pictures and video of him in high school, like, playing, like, football? He's like, yeah, we were third state. We would have got first if Coach would have gave me the ball more.
It's like, just horrible play calling.
3 touches I gave.
And then Peter Quill's like, is it really fair that you played high school football considering you're a Celestial? He's like, I don't really see the problem.
We should do a thing that if anyone ever counts the amount of beers we crack in an episode, they get to be on a movie commentary with us or something. Just comment below.
Can I say something in general? So this is obvious exposition right here. They're explaining, they're telling us, not showing us. But in general, I like this scene. I think it was visually done awesome, and it kind of just like they don't have time to show us all this because when Gunn wants to reveal it to us, it has to be that big reveal where Quill basically finds like a whole 53-man roster of corpses of his half brothers.
Did anybody else think that we were going to get little claymation, Russell Crowe and Peter Quill's mom, like, doing it doggy style?
No, I did not. I did not think that. Why did you think that?
Me neither.
It's a weird thing to bring up, though, and then...
Me neither. Never thought it before.
I do like to say 2 movies that did not reveal the villain. Suicide Squad and this one. Suicide Squad sucked because it was an Enchantress. Whenever I started seeing this, I was about to this scene, I'm like, dude, I think Kurt Russell's the villain in this, and I think I like it, because I love Kurt Russell, and he's playing the role so well that it's just like, you want to trust him, but then you're like, dude, I just don't trust you because you're just too fucking good looking.
Yeah. Quill sees this picture, and he's like, well, damn, with that leather jacket, I must have a ton of brothers and sisters, right? You were probably fucking more than your dick could handle. Weird thing to say to your dad.
Whenever I see this, I'm
inaccurate.
just thinking that I'm going jean shopping with my mom at JCPenney before school starts.
Geiger, you and I talk about this all the time in movies, but the scene, and again, if you're drunk and haven't seen the movie, I'm going to spoil it for you. If you're drunk and you have seen it, then this won't matter. When he talks about when he killed his mom and gave her cancer, he's like, I really didn't want to do that. That's where I'm like, all right, someone hold my beer. I'm going to fucking snap this guy's neck in half. Especially when you see in the beginning of the first one, we've talked about this a lot of times, James Gunn kicked us in the nuts at the start of the first Guardians. That is depressing as shit, the way he opens that movie.
When I first saw that, I was like, what the fuck movie am I about to watch?
In a span of 5 minutes, his mom dies of cancer, and then he gets abducted. You're like, Jesus Christ.
It's just this chill kid that likes cool music, and anyone that, you know, liked cool music and was a chill kid like us can relate to that. I'm like, man, you know, I feel bad for this kid. He just wants to listen to tunes and just live his life. And his mom fucking died of cancer.
And I kind of got it when his
Poor
mom
baby
gave.
Groot.
I love everything with the
This
Ravagers.
dude, this scene. Marvel can't go dark other than Netflix bullshit, dude. This scene's fucking pretty.
I'll say
up
this.
there.
So the second act, I think, pretty much starts right here. The second act is my favorite act of this movie, and all of it is because of everything that takes place on the Ravagers ship. Because they give you really, really... Like, this is, like Geiger said, this is fucking heavy, bro. This is like a bachelor party, and one dude's like, I don't really want to drink. So they're like, all right, well, this is what happens to you.
I don't think we should, kill the hooker, and then he's out there.
God. And
Doesn't
dude,
he look like the dude from Pirates 5 banner a little
Yeah.
bit?
I can
He's
see
from
that.
Sons of Anarchy too. If anyone's seen that show, he's great in that.
and then how fucked up is it when you're like, well, man, that's really sinister, guys. We're pretty sick fucks. But at least we only did it once. Oh, wait, there's 1,000 other people floating in space?
This dude looks like Hellboy's brother.
Purgatory boy.
Yeah, Purgatory Boy.
This guy's like, Yondu, we're so close. He goes, I don't even know your fucking name.
Do you like James Gunn's brother's role in this movie?
I'll say this. I like Sean Gunn. He does mocap for Rocket also. He's a good actor. He gets a little overexposed in this. Like, give him
I
a little
agree.
bit less screen time and he's perfect.
I agree. I see why they gave him a little bit meat on the bone, to where he's kind of that, I agree with them, but now I feel bad that I agree with them. And I see why they did it too, because they're literally killing everybody that didn't, but
I'm just going to start yelling, it's metaphorical.
it's metaphorical!
This is where Rocket's like, I'm kind of poking holes in your... It's like the guy who gets a new, like, haircut. He's like, this is cool, right? You're like, no. Yeah, it is. The barber told me that. Oh, the guy who you paid to cut it like that? Yeah, okay. Well, he seems unbiased.
Scrotomat.
It's supposed to be like the Hound's second brother or something.
Yeah.
Don't say yeah, Jeff. You don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. You don't watch Thrones. You don't even Thrones.
Bruh. You don't even Thrones, bruh.
Banner, I was drinking shit at a bar this weekend, and I was getting a
Doesn't
shot.
surprise me.
This guy beside me, I looked at him. He looked at me. I said, "Do you Thrones?" And he said, "Yeah." And then we talked about Thrones for 3
That's
hours. We had a lot of fun. He's cool. I got his name. Name was Tim.
Great friend of the pod, Tim.
Why isn't Nebula tied up? Because she shot Yondu's fin off? Is that why?
I think so. How jacked? I know we're getting ahead of ourselves here. If we're counting, that's another one.
Another one.
It was, yeah.
How jacked are you that he got the big fin later on in the
Yeah.
movie?
It is. I love how Nebula goes, that was back when Daddy was paying my rent. I could see Thanos calling her. He's like, Nebula, what are some of these charges that I'm looking at on your cable? You bought 6 movies on demand. Why don't you just go to the movie theater so I don't have to pay for that? Dad,
Yeah, and also, why are you buying XXX Return of Xander Cage?
Yeah, honestly, I watched a lot.
I obviously didn't raise you right.
I watched a lot of porn last weekend. My wife was out of town. I forgot to clear my history. And when she got back, the only thing she asked me is like, "Why the fuck did you buy or watching XXX The Return of Xander Cage on 1, 2, 3 movies?" I'm like, I don't know. I'm a sick person with a lot of problems.
I could see Nebula being like, Dad, it's fine. We have plenty of money. And he'd be like, I have plenty of money, Nebula. You are trying to figure out your sexuality while you become a DJ.
Do you think Nebula, like, what's her orientation? Do you think she's, like, into girls or guys?
She's trying to
Not that we
figure it
care.
out.
You be yourself, I'm just asking.
She's trying to figure it out.
I think she definitely swings from both sides of the plate at this point.
Which is fine. Just, tape it and send it to us.
I could get behind her and Gamora doing some stuff.
Kurt Russell's an inspiration to us all. Not because he's still dating the same chick he did when he was 20, but because his hair still looks fucking fantastic when he's like 60
And he was
years
able to
old.
somehow keep her around without marrying her.
Yeah,
That's honestly the
we
best
all
sell
need to,
job.
Ask him, how did you do that? Like, she just stuck around. He's like never. They're still together, I think, too.
Yeah.
Right now, this isn't even a movie. He's just trying to scream at him. He's like, you need to keep Anna Faris around. Just don't marry her. He's like, I have to.
I love how in this scene, Quill's like, I don't know, man. I can't really stay on this planet. He's like, well, what if we have a catch? He's like, well, fuck yeah.
Yondu never played catch with me. He just made me steal shit.
It's like, yeah, we can't really stay on this planet. It's like, oh, that sucks. I was getting like a surround sound. I got the MLB package and a hot tub coming Monday. Well, I mean, I guess I could stay, the weekend. Just to make sure all that goes in.
We're just not gonna. I'm just helping you lift some stuff.
They definitely have HBO on this planet for free.
You're ordering a pizza, right, Dad?
Shifting gears real quick, this is powerful as shit right here.
This is one of those scenes where you could tell Chris Pratt actually knows how to act.
He does. He's a great actor.
Because, a lot of people, you see him in Parks and Rec. He's the goofy, he's Andy Dwyer. He's a goofy guy. Then you see him in Guardians. He does a great job. Is he a one-hit wonder? I don't know. Jurassic World, I think he overdoes it a little bit. And then you go this, and you're like, oh shit, he can actually act and go toe-to-toe with a great, as in Kurt Russell.
The movie, I wasn't a fan of this movie, but that one movie with him and Jennifer Lawrence when they wake up or whatever, he's pretty good at
Passengers?
that too.
Yeah, he's very good in that too.
Dude, I wonder if he cheated on.
To do well.
I wonder if he cheated on Anna Faris with J Lo, Jennifer Lawrence.
I hate Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah, I'm
She's
not a
hot
fan
though.
either. I like
so
her better than Brie Larson.
She's so pretentious, and she should be just pumped she was Mystique. That made her.
We're X-Men.
We're X-Men. Okay, yeah, that's good, I guess. Call that lunch.
Ego's like,
hey,
let me see your...
When was Chris Pratt and Anna Faris first together? Was it when he was on Parks and Rec?
They met on the set of Take Me Home Tonight.
Okay, you want me to tell you what happened with their relationship?
Yeah, as Peter Quill throws this 12-6 curveball to his dad.
So, what happened was Anna Faris was fucking huge, man. She was in Waiting.
Scary Movies.
Scary Movies, and she was in Just Friends, and that blonde movie where she was the house bunny or whatever the fuck it was called. I think it was called House Bunny, actually.
I think that's what it was actually called, yeah.
And I guarantee you Chris Pratt was just kind of chunky. He's like, hey, I support you, babe. I support you, babe. And then her movie career was fucking shut down, and then he got Guardians of the Galaxy and Jurassic World, and he's like, hey, remember when I supported you? It's kind of about me now. I need you to support me. And she's like, fuck that. And that's probably what happened. I guarantee you that's what happened. She did not want to take a back
Either
seat.
that or when his character and Jennifer Lawrence's character had sex on Passengers, they actually had sex. And she was like, I don't know that I'm cool with that. And he's like, well, you should be. And she's like, I don't know.
Because she would do it if she was still in Hollywood, but she's not anymore. She's doing commercials for, Verizon.
She had some shitty show on CBS.
Okay, yeah. Banner, I'm going to stop you right there when she said, when your defense is she had that show. He's in movies. He's in Jurassic World and in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I guarantee you she did not want to take a back seat. I feel bad for Chris Pratt. I bet it's really hard for him to get laid.
I get why Gunn put Mantis and Drax in a lot of scenes together because their characters are so fundamentally different and they have these social norms that no one else gets. But it's almost like they both work so well in a normal group dynamic because they're the outlier and they're really funny. When you put them together, it's almost just like, what's going on here?
It's awkward.
It's like sandpaper and bare ass.
Well, that's how I do that twice a day. It's called me taking a shit.
Who here hasn't heard a girl say at least 1,000 times, what's going on? What do you mean? What's going on with you?
Gamora, quit acting like you're a mom.
She's way different in this movie.
By the way, just telling everyone, Brian Banner live tonight from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Matt Geiger live tonight from Dallas, Texas. Jeff Hornacek live tonight from Quebec, Canada.
Calgary.
Same thing. So everyone in Canada, subscribe.
I've been dropping Bro4 Squad business cards all oot and a boot.
We're like Alexander the Great. We're just conquering any land we see, basically.
International.
This
All right,
is
guys, this right here
best
is a
10
great
minutes
scene.
of the movie.
So I don't understand. Like, he was like, "Oh, we're gonna kill you." Oh, well, I'm actually not gonna kill you.
Taserface like, they're just words. They can't hurt you.
He sounded like the Mandarin right there. Or, excuse me, not the Mandarin, the other guy, the fake
actor
Mandarin.
pretending to be the villain in all of the marketing material on the trailers. There's a pretty huge jail cell. You could pimp this crib.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not the worst situation to be in.
Especially when you know your roommate's not going to ass fuck you in your sleep.
It's a big
And if he
plus.
did, he's a raccoon, so you probably couldn't feel it
Wouldn't
anyway.
even know. And Yondu just had sex, so he's good. He's not gonna.
Yeah. I'll be good for 5 years. I just had sex.
That robot really knows how to stroke it.
He's blue. You look exactly alike.
You think when you ask robots what's wrong 8 times, they still say nothing until they actually say what?
Maybe there's like an algorithm after the 8th time. They're like, well, since you asked. I wish Quill was like about to be drafted. Yondu's like, where's Quill? Rocket's like, well, he went off with his dad. He's like, the night before the draft? That son of a bitch. Yeah, I know. It's really convenient, right?
See, this is also one. I remember my wife went, "Oh, I'm like, I know. Fuck you. Don't make fun of Groot, especially the dude that shot his dick off in 8 Mile. What the fuck's he doing in this movie?" That's him, isn't it?
I'm still just pissed that they give Vin Diesel credit for playing this. That gotta be that guy, right?
Isn't that Cheddar Bob?
These are just ginger ales, right, guys? They're not drinking alcohol.
No, it's sparkling wine.
I just hate, like, it's weird that it's CGI, but I'm just like, dude, why are you picking on Groot? Fuck you.
I know.
So, in Infinity War, is it going to be adolescent Groot?
Yes, that's what the Russos said.
Because I'm actually really excited for, like, a Groot that's just, like, on Snapchat all the time and, like, Instagramming out, like, I have to save
make
the world
Groot,
now.
like, question his sexuality or want to do transgender or any of that shit, and I'm fine for it.
Wow, you
Just
sound like
saying,
my
man.
dad. This is the funniest
Right,
part of the
fucking
whole
hate,
movie.
by the way, because he doesn't
His
even
part is
get
great.
named. I would rather have Groot be, like, almost emo and in a bassist in a band or something.
This is the funniest part of the whole movie. Unequivocally. No argument. I also love how the Ravagers all sleep like 7th grade girls at a sleepover. There's like Friday the 13th on in the background. They were watching it before they fell asleep.
Like, hey, Chris, you think if I asked Mandy out, she'd say yes? Yeah, man, she asked me about you in biology. No, she did.
What'd she say? No, she just asked about you. I would shoot your
She
shot.
just asked, like, hey, what's up with Chris? And I said, nothing. You said nothing? What'd she say after that? I don't know.
He shows him the underwear. Rocket's like, this is going to take several steps, Yondu. I just want to manage your expectations.
It's like when Banner writes a squad blog. It takes a lot of steps to get the typos out and everything to actually print it.
Yund is like, we're getting colder now. He's taking people's body parts.
It's like,
He took his eye. This is when he tracks the fucking desk.
Banner, why do you have someone's thumb? Like, Jesus Christ. It's awesome.
This one is great. It's like, how long did it take him to get that over there? Probably at least an hour. This is the best
You guys have a
one.
bunch of severed toes just laying around?
I want to know, wonder who comes up with these ideas. It's got to be Gunn, right? I think James Gunn comes up with these.
I would love to hear the ideas of things he brought them that they were like, all right, we just can't either fit that in the movie or that's too much.
I would just like to be on the roundtable discussion at 9 a.m. drinking coffee where this is the best idea. I want to hear the other 8 because I bet they're fucking hilarious too.
Look, let's be honest. This is not a 9 a.m. This is a 9 p.m. and they're all
This is
6
probably
years.
like us right now.
Yeah.
I still think the button one's like the funniest part of this whole movie, which was in the trailer, but even when I saw it in theaters, I thought it was fucking hilarious.
Wait, which scene again?
The button. When it's like, I am Groot. It's like, no, that's a
Oh,
button
yeah.
I just told him to
Does
push.
anyone have any tape? You're the one who just built a nuclear bomb. If anyone has tape, it'd be you.
He's like, well, you just ask around.
He goes, not a
Dolores, do you have
single
any
person has tape.
I love it, because that one, a lot of comedy trailers will give you something funny, but when you watch the movie, it adds to it, and that one definitely added to it, for sure.
They're like, well, what kind of tape? Like Scotch tape or like electrical tape? I don't know, just tape. I don't have any anyway.
Yeah, so then why does it matter? People
Why does
ask
it
questions
matter?
like that all the time. It pisses me off. I think one of my favorite scenes in the first one is at the very end when they invade Ronan's ship and Groot kills all those guys and is like so proud of himself.
That's the thing, like, Groot in the first one was still baby Groot. He was just bigger. Like, at one point he's drinking out of a fountain.
But this one in the first one, he kind of is Rocket's bodyguard, but in this one, Rocket kind of more looks after him.
Which
So
I
all
like.
the Guardians.
I love the visual like imagery they had where like in the first one Rocket's standing on Groot's shoulders in the prison, and then in this one Groot is obviously standing on Rocket's shoulders, which is cool.
There's something we should think about at the pod, though. Like, how cool would a baby Banner be on the pod?
I'm Banner. What time of night is it? Like, why is this guy shaving?
Well, he's got the early shift.
Yeah.
He didn't have time.
Do you think they got
His
their
alarm
schedule
went
for the
off, He
week?
slept through it.
Do you think they got their schedule for the week? He's like, I close Thursday through Saturday? What the fuck, Taserface? Well, request off next time.
That's just the way the schedule fell. Like, but it seems to fall that way every fucking week.
It's almost
not
like
fair.
you're purposely doing
Look,
this.
when you request off, you need to request it 1 to 10 days. No. Fuck, I'm drunk. Never mind.
Taserface, like, you said you need Friday off for a religious holiday. How important is this? You don't want to have this discussion. This is an HR claim waiting to happen. The music here I dig too.
Yeah, I totally dig it in this one.
This scene is pretty awesome, but it makes you, it just like kind of like a couple other things in this movie. You're like, I'm laughing, but this is actually really dark at the same time. Like, this is mass murder.
Well, yeah, and these are all people that used to follow him.
Yeah.
And he just straight up kills every single one of them.
But after what they did to his Ravagers, send him out into space, they kind of deserve it, so it's cool.
And the music kind of adds some levity. Like, kids can laugh, but they're actually just laughing at people being stabbed through the heart repeatedly. Marilyn
See,
Manson
this is
died.
why hopefully kids right now won't be fucking douchebags. Can I say that? Will douchebags start picketing the streets if I say the word douchebags? But
If
won't be
someone
douchebags
self-identifies a douchebag, they've already
watching
lost.
this movie. I mean, we played Wolfenstein when we were kids and killed Nazis. I mean, having killing scenes is not that bad. You should know the difference. Be like, man, this is really cool, but I shouldn't go like shoot up everyone in a Walmart.
Well, and I think how they did this movie, this scene here, is as a kid, you're going to like it because the music is cool, the visuals are cool. And then as an adult, you're like, wow, I appreciate this, of why he's doing it. And you understand it more.
Yeah, you root for him because there's like a reason behind it.
100%.
It's not like the Punisher.
Now, see, that's a party foul. If you're going to do that, don't break his beer.
Yeah, that's kind of fucked up.
That's
to
where
be
I draw
fair,
the
though, Banner, he was nursing that, man.
Yeah, still.
That is a good point, though, because, you know, shooting scenes have to happen. We did a review on Mrs. Doubtfire the other day, but the next day I didn't not go to my job and put on fake tits and dress like a woman and go watch other people's kids.
Well, to be fair, it was a Saturday.
That's your job in general.
Yeah.
God, that'd be sick if that was my job.
This is one of those scenes when you see how awesome it is visually, and the music, you almost think it's like one of the first scenes that Gunn thought of about in the movie, and he's like, somehow we just need to get to this point, because I have a great fucking idea.
Wonder what James Gunn, I know he signed on for Guardians 3, but I hope he signs on with another movie franchise. His style and his vision, I know that this is like his fucking baby, so I don't know if anything is going to be better than this, but I hope he gets a lot more roles in Hollywood, and not just a one movie. I hope that some franchise that comes up in the next couple of years that he's signed on for, because this is great.
He's talked a lot about wanting to work with DC.
Well, I think that was before all the news came out today. I'm guessing he's looking other words now. But yeah, maybe. I would love to have him. It'd be awesome. I mean, we would fuck his movie up and cut up everything. Warner Brothers would. But yeah, I bet the movie he actually shot would be good.
Is there a character at DC that you'd like to see him try?
The way he did this movie, I think he'd be really good as the Flash director.
I was thinking that he could do the Flash's humor in a way where you weren't like annoyed by it.
Yeah, I think I'm trying to think of whatever movie fits this. Justice League Dark does not fit this. A lot of people put this in the same category because it's spacey, but I think that movie needs to be a little more darker. I think James Gunn probably could go darker, but you want James Gunn to do this because he's fantastic at it. But yeah, I think a Flash movie would be fucking awesome if he did that. Teen Titans, maybe? That'd be a cool movie for him.
Titans. That's what I want him to do.
I just don't, like, I love DC, and I mean, this is my favorite Marvel movie. I just don't want Warner Brothers to be like, yeah, James, we want you to do this movie, and then we're going to cut it to fucking shreds after you do a great movie.
Here's my thing with that, and I know this is a Marvel movie, we're talking Guardians too, but why would a director want to sign on for one of these Warner Brothers movies if they know, because they know it's just going to get cut?
Apparently, because now it won't. Not only will it get cut, but you can do your own vision and do like a fucking thing that doesn't even connect. So,
but that's like where I don't feel like doing your own vision and having tie-ins to another movie are mutually exclusive. You can do them together. This movie has very, very small tie-ins to the Marvel universe. It's James Gunn's
well, and
movie.
even like Doctor Strange, like and Thor and all those movies, like you can do your own movie. They're literally saying, hey, have this one through line in
Man of Steel,
or have this one plot device in it to where we can add it into something else.
DC's done it twice, so you know it's true with Wonder Woman and Man of Steel. They're both great movies.
This is a perfect example because it's comparing apples to apples. So Matt Reeves saying that the Batman does not connect at all is the same thing that after Civil War saying Homecoming doesn't connect at all. It was a Spider-Man that was in Civil War in a connected universe, but we're doing another movie that doesn't connect at all. You know how pissed off Marvel fans would be if that happened? That's how pissed off DC fans are right now. It's like, man, you did a movie in a connected universe. You're doing the same actors, same timeline, everything, but it doesn't connect.
Also,
Marvel is just proving how easy, but also how hard apparently connection is, because Fox kind of tried to do it before Marvel did. I think this MonsterVerse might fail too. It just looks like it's really hard. Marvel makes it look really easy. Honestly, they do.
Well, they also have one person at the helm, not a board at the helm. Whereas,
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
Warner Brothers
That's true.
has a group of people at the top. Kevin Feige is the guy.
And one person at the helm, Kevin Feige, knows, like, he's a comic book fan, and he knows the comics and knows how to alter the stories. He's the puppet master. You need one person, not a board, that is just throwing shit on the wall and trying to make it stick.
Back to Guardians, I love how both movies have had really important emotional scenes with Quill and Gamora dancing. I'm already kind of wondering like how Gunn will maybe tie that into the third one. Maybe
I'm
she'll
just
be
wondering who he'll have in the third one.
Yeah. Like who will be left?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Great question.
Because I don't want to lose anyone, because anyone, I mean, even Batista, everyone has their stick in this movie and it all works.
I think that Guardians 1 and Guardians 2 were so popular, I don't think we're going to lose more than one Guardian. But I don't know who it'll be.
Drax? It can't be Groot.
Drax is going
It
to
can't
make
be
Thanos
Rocket.
kill him, I think.
It can't be Groot. It can't be Rocket. It can't be Peter Quill.
If
I don't
Gamora
think
died,
honestly-
that could affect Thanos a lot. That's his daughter.
Yeah, I think Gamora might be Gamora.
But that's the only woman in here.
Nebula, Mantis.
Yeah, you have Nebula and Mantis now.
Think about what you just said.
Mantis is a founding Guardian in the comics.
Yeah, but Gamora's huge. I don't.
But she's Thanos. Like, if you're thinking about, like, let's think about just the next two movies, Infinity War. Like, if Gamora somehow dies, that would drive Thanos insane. Like, what if someone in the Black
Dude,
Order
how
kills her?
crazy is Nebula?
She's psycho,
I think Nebula will die before her.
but Thanos hates Nebula. He loves Gamora. If someone in the Black Order were to kill Gamora on accident, Thanos would go apeshit. Classic chick. You think she's leaving, she just fucking comes back.
This is actually exactly what happened to me one time in college. I had a one-night stand. I told her that I just wasn't into it, and she did this. I had to run across a mountain while she was shooting.
Did you find a cave, luckily?
Yeah. Exactly. She was insane.
I've seen girls do this on that show, Cheaters, when they catch their boyfriend.
Hornacek, I think, was it you and me where it was like 2 in the morning where we were watching Cheaters, and it was the one where he's on the boat and he gets stabbed?
Yeah. Future note to everyone out there, if you're going to confront someone, don't do it on a boat because you can't fucking go anywhere. And if they go crazy and have a knife, you're kind of out of luck.
Like, swim to shore.
I love this whole scene, too.
That's the thing. Somehow you get, like, Gunn makes you emotionally invested in so many characters relatively quickly.
This ship is durable as fuck. How is this not...
No kidding. It's built Ford tough.
I haven't heard that phrase in so long. Do they still say that?
I don't think so.
As of 2017, when we're recording this, do they still say that?
We'll tweet at Ford and ask him.
Yeah, they'll get back to us. Gamora's like, I'm just getting my CD out of this. I'm not actually saving you.
Yeah. She's like, it was a hot mixtape that my ex-boyfriend did.
We're gonna get back together. We're gonna get back together, and it's gonna have meaning again.
I don't love him all. He's a fucking douchebag. But yeah, if he took me back, it'd be awesome.
But has he said anything about me recently?
Did you see that skank he is with? Oh, the chick that's a virgin, that's the preacher's daughter? Yeah, she's a fucking whore.
Look at this fight. Make out.
What if they did? That'd be awesome. I mean, it's 2017. You might as well.
Look, I would totally get behind a blue chick and a green chick making out.
It'd make purple, right?
Well, never, there's so many things.
I mean, I think so.
That's right? Right?
If anyone has a sibling out there, this is what they do. You know someone lost when they keep saying, I won.
No, I think blue and red make purple.
Fuck does blue and green make? Orange?
I don't know.
I think it's
and
just like a
someone
lighter
tweet at
blue.
us. Tweet at us at Brofor Squad. Tell us what the
We'll
fuck
cut
blue
all
and green
this
is.
out, we'll figure it out, and then we'll redo this whole thing so I don't sound like a fucking idiot. Was this the thing wherever she talked about Thanos, like, taking off parts of her limbs?
Right here it is, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a fucking dark-ass scene, too, dude. I was like, shit.
I think the music in this movie makes it lighter, but the actual content makes it darker, which I think is a very good mix of the two.
Yeah, Banner, that's one thing with the Guardians. There's obviously the score, like, in some of the big cinematic moments, but the score doesn't get much play in this because the soundtrack is such a big part of it.
Correct.
This is weird. This is when, like, Jeff goes to his dad's house. He, like, you know, in the middle of the night, he has his shirt off, and he's just like, sorry, like, I woke you up with the chick I had in the other room.
I love when someone, like, walks in your room is a foot away from you, and they go, oh, did I wake you? Like, well, what the fuck else were you trying to do in here?
Yeah, it's like somebody walks in the kitchen and, like, drops a pan on the ground. They're like, oh, did I wake the entire fucking house? My bad.
And everyone on planet Earth?
It's like, Peter, have you seen Angelica? We're playing Cowboys and Indians, and I can't find her anywhere.
She's like, look, Peter, let me start this with, I love having you here. Oh, it's the best. Also, I'm having it. I don't want to say a party. I'm having a social gathering tomorrow, and I was thinking maybe you and your friends just take the ovary ship out there and fucking cruise on down to the next planet for the weekend. What do you think?
Yeah, somewhere between 8 and 10 o'clock. I'm just gonna tell you they're all hookers, and that's the time I scheduled them for. So.
Here's a wad of cash. You can count that later, and just have at it. Don't drive drunk, but don't be here also.
Yeah, but, like, if you hit autopilot, technically you're not flying, so it's fine. And in that case...
I actually think... Oh, great noise. I actually think in this scene, Ego had a few drinks, because he's like, I think now's the time to tell him that I want to kill everyone in the universe. He walks in with, like,
the best conversations are had, though, in the middle of the night when you're in your underwear and your robe, and you're just talking life.
I've had some great conversations in my laundry room, actually. Me and Hornacek actually have had some good times in a laundry room.
I'm gonna make
shot with some Captain Morgan. I almost killed him that night.
Peter Quill just quoted Brian Banner drunk in the kitchen in college at 3 a.m. Quote, I'm gonna make some weird shit. I'm gonna put stuff together that's never been put together.
Yeah, but you ate it still.
I never said it was bad.
The macaroni and cheese with the chocolate syrup, I might have taken it a little far, but it didn't taste that bad.
If you had the choice, would you want Zoe, who's she's green, but she's really like, she's not masculine, but she's kind of a badass chick, or would you want the chick with the fucking antennas off her head that's kind of sweet and doesn't really know what
We talking one night or like a couple weeks?
What's the difference?
Well, I couldn't talk to Mantis at all.
Yeah, here's the thing. Mantis isn't going to tell you no.
But I don't think Zoe would put out the first night.
So then Mantis, yeah.
Yeah.
Good point.
I don't think she would. I think she'd be like, hey, I think she'd put out like after the second date. She'd like try to play hard to get that way. But I think Mantis would.
She walks into Drax's room to tell him Ego's plan. He's like, I'm not going to have sex with you. What?
Mantis
No.
would be the chick after you're done. She's like, so we're like, this wasn't a one-night deal, was it? I'm like, what? No. But seriously, you need to get out of here. I got an 8 a.m. class, and I don't want to wake you up.
You're like, what? People do that?
Well, I could just sleep here while you... No, because my roommates are weird. I don't have a problem with it at all. I wish you could stay here for weeks, but they're just weird.
Ego's like, we didn't get to finish that highlight tape I was showing you earlier. I want to run it back. Don't worry, I got it queued up at the part where I really lay some wood on the goal line.
This is called fullback stud. They named it after me. They just hand it off to me, and I run straight up the gut and try to find a hole.
Now, technically, this play is designed for the running back, but watch me steal the handoff.
Yeah. OU wanted me, but I had this thing with a girl. It was consensual, but she thought otherwise. I kept telling them it's on a different planet. Like, does ESPN
They
even
don't
need
even
to
have
cover this?
jurisdiction here.
It's like that rape allegation happened on Pluto. Why is ESPN even covering this story?
Pluto's not even recognized as a planet anymore.
It's a dwarf moon.
Peter must be a White Walker too.
Either that or whatever he's on, I'll take 2.
This look in his eyes, this is my reaction when I found out Kevin Durant was signing with the Warriors. I was like, what?
He just wanted to have his own team, Jeff.
One of those things was like a dragon. Ego fucked a dragon, basically.
Okay, do you guys like this as Stan Lee as a watcher?
I do, but it
love
raises...
that. I
Is,
love it.
is he Uatu? It raises a lot of questions.
I don't think so.
It's sad, and I'm not joking about this all, but we need to do it soon. I mean, I'm just saying he's older. Like, we need to do it soon. If they're gonna do that, they need to do it on Infinity War Part 2.
Yeah. Groot.
Banner, I wish we were on video right now because how you stacked your beer bottles. There's no way that doesn't fall over. That's insane.
I'm talented.
You're playing with fire.
Well, it's only going to break and it's glass and it's going to go everywhere. What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah,
What-
your wife will clean it up.
What Rocket just said is the plot to Hot Rod. He goes, I'm going to save Quill to prove that I was better than him. In Hot Rod, he saves money.
Why am I saying what weird?
That's from Family Guy.
No, that's in Hot Rod also.
No.
Yeah, pretty sure.
I've seen Hot Rod almost 10 times.
Why?
Because it's funny.
It's not that funny. It's like 6.5 times funny. It's not a 10 times funny.
One thing about Rocket, he is a mental midget. Like, he's like the dude you can get in his head.
Oh, 100%. He definitely has a complex.
Like, he'll miss a free throw in the clutch if you can get in his head.
Oh, yeah, he's the only person in the... Well, I won't say NBA because I suck at free throws, but, like, in college basketball where, like, the curtain of distraction actually works on.
Rocket and Yondu teaming up, like, dude, I could watch 2 hours of that shit on my own.
Oh, 100%.
Gamora's like, I know dessert is starting, but we kind of need to just have the room. See, that would annoy me with Mantis. Like, you touch her, she knows your feelings.
Yeah, I agree.
She'd be like, you have a small dick. It's average. Yeah.
Count it. Basically, he's telling Quill that, like, hey, I was a man slut for a while.
Look, we all had that
Here's every
phase.
chick I banged on every planet.
Honestly, though, I'm through with that life now.
But, like, if somebody just showed up at my doorstep, like, it's cool.
Peter's like, what's up with that chick? Well, it was, $1 beer nights, and she was like a bartender. She's the only one there. What do you want me to say?
Look, slim pickings, you take what you can get.
So is Peter, like, hypnotized right now?
It's either take her home or go home and masturbate. I injured my wrist playing tennis. I don't know. It's a long story. It just happened.
That's his game day jacket.
He's like, yeah, but did you need to go down on all this chicks, too? Well, that's just courtesy, Peter.
Yeah.
If as your father, if I can let you leave with one lesson, let it be, always be a gentleman.
Foreplay matters.
Yondu's got this new fin. He's like a chick with a new outfit. He's like, guys, we're going out on the fucking town.
This makes my tits look big. Let's go out.
He's like, can we maybe save the world first? No. I finally got my makeup looking good, and you want to do something else before.
Oh, Drax with the deep shit.
When they shut up, Drax like, thank God, I think she was about to try to kiss me.
How did they film his eyes like that?
I don't know.
It's probably contacts.
Like, does he have like green screen contacts in? Because that would freak me the fuck out if I was Russell Crowe.
That line, "We leave no one behind," and then he goes, "Except maybe you," to Nebula. That's when you're out at the
Or
bar.
Kurt Russell.
That's when you're.
Kurt Russell. I was like, what? Whoa. Like, he's in this? When? Zod, we must protect Krypton. I'm like, okay, I'm totally fucked up now. This connects too? So you're connecting Guardians to the DCU, but Batman can't connect? This makes no sense.
You got it, right?
Sorry, Jeff, I think I interrupted you.
Marvel and DC all connects, and Matt Reeves like, actually, I have a different vision I want to take.
This one in theaters pissed me off. When he fucking says what he did to his mom, I'm like, alright, well, let's snap his neck. Do you believe that he actually did love Quill's mom?
No, not at all.
Yeah, now he's like, alright, bro, you gots to get got.
This part was pretty cool, though. Like, he shot him, and then he just kind of grew back.
Yeah, but you knew it would, which sucks.
See, this was I didn't dig this.
This is where the third act starts, and again, the movie, I think it's the weakest of the three acts. The second act is the best, can we all agree?
This takes a turn, and then once... Banner can speak to this. I don't like a CGI fest. I really don't. I know in some movies it calls for it, but Star Wars, which is a CGI movie, even back in the day, kind of, it set the landscape for a lot of other movies, but it was still about mano-a-mano lightsaber. That was what it was all about. But whenever a movie is a CGI fest at the end, I really don't like it. That's why even at the end of Man of Steel, I'm just like, dude, I understand it's a Superman movie, but it was a CGI fest. I just didn't like it. And that's why I didn't really care for this ending as much as I did the first one. Banner, this is where you talk about Michael Bay.
The visionary that is.
I gave you a red carpet like the fucking chicken gold on this to just talk about Michael Bay whenever
I hate that you guys think I like Michael Bay that much. I like Bad Boys too.
That's not true. You brought up Pain and Gain.
It was an accident. Kind of.
It wasn't. You prepped for that. We had that question prepped for 3 hours. That's false, sir.
Guys, I miss Walkmans. I know that they aren't efficient anymore, but they were just kind of badass.
Honestly, those headphones, they lasted a long time. With the little, foam ear things?
Dude, ego fucked up, bro. First you tell me you gave my mom cancer. Then you tell me you actually only want me to take over the world. And then, worst of all, you break my fucking Walkman.
And then you destroy Dairy Queen?
Yeah, when DQ saw that scene, they were like, McDonald's must have came to town. That's what fucking happens to us when that happens.
Geiger and I worked a job together where even if the place got destroyed, they'd be like, guys, we still need you at work at 9 tomorrow.
Yeah, we still need you to come in. Customers might be here. Like, what?
But it literally was smashed by a giant blue liquid.
You can still make a burger. Like, what?
Oh. See? He told you not to stack those.
You got too cocky. It's your fault.
You did.
I got a little cocky. They only broke a little. I'll be back in 2 minutes.
Groot's waving. I love Groot waving like this isn't the end of the universe. Hey guys.
Hey.
Finally the Uber's here. It says it's Groot.
Stacked up in a precarious way and they dropped. They fell. It's an accident.
Pick me up. I'm going to miss Ballers. That's what Groot's like right now.
They're like, our Uber's here. Driver's Groot, but he only has a 4.3. Should I cancel?
I don't know.
Let's just... he's 2 minutes away. Let's just keep it.
Peter Quill, the Han Solo of outer space.
If I made you pick right now, Groot in the first one or Groot in the second one, what do you go with?
This one.
Really?
Yes. This one. This one. There's not many times you can do a character totally different and still make it make sense. I mean,
they did it.
genius,
They did it
actually.
perfectly because the way Groot is, like, he only says 3 words. It could get pretty. You could get pretty tired of it pretty quick.
Yeah, if you did the same thing, you're like, I've heard, I've done this before. It's still kind of funny, but they're teasing teenage Groot just on his cell phone the whole time.
I don't think we'll get too much of Groot in Infinity War, so it'll be. I think Gunn will still get a chance to like do teenage Groot in the third one. This is when your dad comes out in the basement and catches you drinking his beer. That's the. What the fuck? They should let Mantis drive. Don't you think she'd be the best driver of any of them?
Why? Because she's Asian and a woman?
Whoa, what does that mean? Are you kidding me?
She'd have both the blinkers on the spaceship for sure.
Or the blinker on, like, and then never turn. Just keep having it on.
Or they had to calculate anything. She'd be really good at that, so that's fine. It's like, I was just accepted to Stanford. I'm like, oh, cool. On a math scholarship? Like, what?
They just saw her ethnicity and said, you can come here for free.
Yeah.
You should go die. This is the life. He just ordered Chinese. He's got a 6-pack. The game's on in 30 minutes.
The Ravengers definitely watch Sunday Night Football, for sure. Or
Definitely.
college football, Saturday football with Kirk.
How intense do you think the Ravagers Fantasy Football League is?
I was just about to say.
Oh my god, dude. Oh shit. I bet it's intense.
The music right here is fucking perfect, too.
Yeah, I mean, I want to trade Le'Veon Bell, but I ain't gonna do it unless you give me a quarterback.
You want value, you gotta give up value.
Just watching Saturday Night Football, Brett Musburger. You're looking live. Over
Alabama!
Stadium.
That's Keith Jackson. That's not Brett Musburger. He's like, oh, that's a lot. This is kind of like an homage to the end of the first one with the Nova Corps.
Yeah.
By the way, are we going to see the Nova Corps in Infinity War? Because they have one of the Infinity Stones.
We have to. Right?
You'd think so.
I heard Infinity War doesn't connect.
They want to give the directors creative freedom, and you can't do that at all if you have to make references to them.
What if it did?
In their defense, they've played Marvel's game for 2 movies now.
Yeah, dude, they've literally only done it twice, and like we can't. It's too hard to figure out. Marvel's like, we've done like 17 of these. Found the basement. This is where he keeps all the good porn.
If Matt Reeves wrote a book, Chapter 1 would not have anything to do with Chapter 2. It's like it's a totally different story.
I want to have freedom in each chapter to write.
I want to have freedom in each fucking chapter. So this story is about a boy with a toy, and this story is about a woman trying to, get through college. Like, what?
Yeah.
I don't get it. Is it the same person? No, not at all. Nothing to do with it. Yeah, bitter Banner.
Rocket's determined right here. I love it. Get him the ball right now.
The music is perfect in this scene.
Kraglin, hey, remember that Aisha chick? He's like, yeah, the one that kept calling. Yeah, her. Her whole army's here to murder you. Okay, did she say anything about me? What? No.
He's like, no, but like, did she say anything about maybe being pregnant? Because like, it was an accident. I was really
Did
drunk
she
that
look
night.
bigger at all? Was she drinking or anything? I don't know. Her army came. Okay. All right. I'll deal with it. I love in the first one. He's like, it's a bomb. Well, what are we gonna do with it? I was gonna put it in a box. What's a box gonna do? I love Star Lord's helmet.
I do too, and I like how he just like hits the little like Bluetooth speaker behind his ear.
Covers the whole thing. What I love about this movie is there's not a like direct villain. I mean, you could get Kurt Russell, but then you could get the blonde chick, not the blonde chick, the gold chick. But
the bad Ravagers too.
Yeah, it's just more about Guardians. It's just about Guardians. I just like it. It doesn't have to be good versus bad. You don't have to have a villain and everything.
This is I don't like the CGI here, but the character stuff works really well. I know that people are going to say, oh, well, that's just low-hanging fruit. But honestly, with Mantis's ability to just put you to sleep or relax you, she would be a good masseuse. And it's nothing...
Why don't you just give blowjobs? That relaxes people, too.
Well, she's not an object, Geiger. I love how... Groot's like, so what do we do?
I think Banner's wife's in the room. That's why he's not adding anything.
No, I realized that I was really drunk there for a minute, so I'm just taking a minute to myself, bringing everything in.
They want us drunk, I think.
But they also want to be able to understand me.
The NFL players don't even know, like, going over the middle or doing movie podcasts like we do it.
Pretty much the same thing.
Oranges. We do way more damage to our bodies doing these movie commentaries.
Is Groot right here not every single one of us in like a college math class? You're staring right at the professor, hearing everything he's saying, but none of it makes fucking sense to you.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm Groot. You're like writing that in your notes?
It's also me, like, when I walk into a room and I don't want to do what they tell me to do, but I see a light switch on the wall, and I'm like, I wonder what this connects to.
Because the light's on, so what does that mess with?
Yeah. So is this... Surely they wouldn't just leave this light switch laying around for me to turn off.
The saddest thing about this movie is this movie came out in 2017, which is this year. And this is the funniest movie that came out in 2017. I mean, it's a good movie, but there's no comedy that came out in 2017 that's funnier than this movie. I laughed more in this movie than any movie I've seen in 2017.
And the funny thing is, last year, I think Deadpool was the funniest movie of the year.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah. Office Christmas Party, I thought was...
I love that movie, too. That movie gets a bad rap, but I love that movie. Was The Night Of 2 years ago with Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Seth Rogen?
That was 2 years ago, yeah. That's actually a good movie, too.
Dude, Michael Shannon is so fucking funny in that.
Guys, if you're listening to us, just wait for our Broforce Squad. I don't know how many days we decided, but we're doing a Christmas thing all December.
We're gonna do some Christmas shit, guys.
With all your Christmas movies.
Guys, I might die that day because we're gonna try and do like 4 commentaries in one day.
I don't know if Texas has enough Shiner Cheer to put in my fridge to do all of the shit.
Banner, I'm just gonna show up to your house with a Santa hat and like 50 beers, and we're just gonna and my mom's Chex Mix, and we're just gonna call it a day.
Oh, dude, your mom's Chex Mix. Oh my god,
it's good.
Look, I know, Mama Hornacek is listening.
Yeah, she is.
And that Chex Mix is hands down the best Chex
Geiger,
Mix
I
I've
brought
had.
it as a
You
gift.
got it right both times.
I brought the Chex Mix as a gift to Banner, and then I ate it the whole time I was there. So I was like, here's this gift for you. I'm going to eat it.
I'm pretty sure it's in the Attack of the Clones commentary.
Yeah.
You can hear me crunching.
Because I remember you guys talking about the whole time. It's like, damn, I wish I had some fucking Chex Mix. I got shit
The
over
key
here.
is she puts the peanuts in it, but you have to keep it mixed up because the peanuts fall to the bottom.
Yeah.
It's crazy though, man. Moms, like, back in the day, they were probably, into our dads. But whenever they have kids that are our age, they're thrill in life is just to make us meals that we're just like, oh my god, I can eat this every fucking day. Like, that's their deal. Mom's got a mom.
Mom's going mom.
Mom's going mom.
Speaking about the end of this movie and the next one, we know that Adam Warlock is in it, so we're assuming that Aisha and the rest of her people are going to be the main villains also.
Do you mean, by Adam Warlock, do you mean Matthew McConaughey?
McConaughey will only do it if it doesn't connect. Peter Quill, Peter Quill, Peter Quill. Do you have any weed? What?
Alright. Hey, Peter Quill, do you use Reliant in your ship? It'd be a lot cooler.
I know you're riding a spaceship. I'm driving a Lincoln. How does that operate in space?
I know you guys don't
Okay,
know the
sorry, real quick.
Like,
One of the
Reliant, he's a huge spokesperson for Reliant heating and air conditioning.
guys, I'm Mary Poppins, y'all. One of the best lines in a Marvel movie.
So this movie's like Avengers Assemble piece, and then they just like fucking knock the shit out of Mantis.
The score here, Banner, it's driving it home. I'm digging it.
Yeah, and the thing about this score is it's very subtle. And like you said, it definitely takes a backseat to the soundtrack.
Yeah,
But it does what it needs to do when it needs to do it.
agreed.
Do you guys like that they made Baby Groot the hero in this?
Yes.
Because he was
He's
the
my favorite
feel
part of
good.
this movie.
He was the feel good in the first one. You know, he sacrifices himself so the others can survive, which I really dug. And then now he gets his time to shine.
Groot is really the two-time MVP. I could just watch a Rocket and Groot movie, like how they met.
Oh, I would totally do
I'd
that.
be all about
A
it.
Rocket Groot movie in college would be awesome.
But it doesn't connect.
It's just them rushing their fraternity.
Rocket's older than Groot, right? He'd be like a junior or senior in the frat when Groot's like a freshman.
Yeah, it'd be awesome. And he takes Groot under his wing.
Rocket's like, I'm only hot on you because I see so much potential there. He's like, I'm Groot. I want Groot to be a public
He's
speaking.
like, I'm Groot, and the chick at the store was like, I know. And then fucking Jordan was like, I wore that skirt last week. You can't wear it this week. He's like, I'm Groot. It's like, you're such a good listener.
I want Groot to be a public speaking major, and they're like, but you can only say your name. Why would you be able to do that? I'm Groot.
I am Groot.
Actually, that
The
makes
best
sense.
That movie would be at the end when Groot has to give like an oral presentation for his final, and he's just like, I'm Groot, and I'm Groot, and I'm Groot, and then he gets an A.
And yeah, everyone starts. He gets like a standing ovation.
Yeah,
I'd give him an A.
Banner is a teacher, so you'd give it an A. Banner, if one of your students just came up and just said, I'm Groot like 500 times, you'd give him like a B, wouldn't you?
Well, it depends on what inflection they use.
If someone wrote an essay and it just said "I am Groot" 100 times, you'd give them an A. Because they would have to go through and handwrite that.
But they would definitely get an A.
They get a passing grade.
The nice thing is they could actually argue that it says whatever they want.
Yeah.
And see here, the villain. This is just and I know we haven't talked about this third act as much, just because we love the Guardians, but maybe not the CGI as much. But the villain coming back to life is like such an overdone trope. I was kind of upset Gunn fell into that trap here. Although I do like this.
Came back to life in mega form.
I think Geiger kind of hit on it. This isn't so much about the villain. It's about the characters still coming together and working together as a team as the Guardians, you know?
Very true. And all that shit resonates with me. I dig that. I do like the Kraglin stuff, too. One thing I like about the Guardians is there's unlikely heroes in both of the first two movies. The Nova Corps kind of plays this role in the first film.
Drax is like, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck.
He's like, well, I don't want to get on that ship now, but we parked so far away. It's like, ugh.
And I told her at first we should just pay the valet. They're like, no, save your $5 because I want expensive drinks and park down the street. And now it's coming back to bite us in the ass.
The worst part is we didn't even back into our spot, so now we can't just pull right out.
That's a rookie mistake, though. That's on you.
Yeah. The Gamora Nebula stuff is good because we've already had a film with them.
I'm watching this. I hated this. It was like, you killed me, but now I'm back and I'm bigger.
Yeah,
like,
it's just so it's an overdone. It's like an Ivan Ooze type.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
It's a.
I do like how he grows from the. I do like how he grows from the. I don't know, ghost into the skeleton with adding the muscles.
Unless you're giving me Ghost Rider, Marvel, don't show me this.
Well, they gave you Ghost Rider, kind of.
I mean, it kind of happened.
They did.
Twice.
Ghost Rider's in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
And Nicolas Cage was him a couple years ago.
I'm not going to
Best part about that, though, was Sam Elliott.
Oh, yeah, he fucking was in that. What is he doing with his life?
He's on the ranch now, and he's actually pretty good
on the ranch.
Yeah.
Is it sad that all these people are dying, but I don't really care until they show Groot getting hurt?
I think that's kind of the point, though, right?
And all these people, like, all these fat people in Missouri, like, what are we going to do? This DQ's not open. I don't know where we're going to have lunch.
The guy's like, maybe this is some weird promotion. What? Where they destroy the store? I don't know, Chris. I'm just trying to fucking throw ideas out there. You haven't come up with anything.
We're going to have to drive 35 miles down I-44 to go to the next Dairy Queen. There's not even a fucking Wendy's.
One guy's like, I'm calling the Better Business Bureau right now. What planet is this? Coruscant?
Missouri.
So this is all the places that he fucks somebody, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if he fucks someone, then your planet's getting fucked up right now. So you can thank your like local chick that gave it up.
Yeah, he's basically like, if your planet has whores on it, this is your punishment. It's so crazy when I heard all the quotes from James Gunn about like, man, Yondu in this movie really has a good arc. I was just so confused. I was like, in the first movie, he's not like that at all. But dude, this is like the father-son stuff with him and Quill.
Yeah,
and that's something that really didn't come into play until middle of the second act.
I love this music too, Geiger. What do you think about this song choice?
It's fine. I mean, Norman Greenbow's Spirit in the Sky, there's just so many 70s songs they could use.
I just like the intro part of it more than the actual song.
I just don't get why don't you guys feel like this soundtrack is not as heavy hitting as the other one?
Yeah, but it's not trying to be, but I get it. If that's what you wanted, then you will be disappointed.
But that's what this movie is. Like it was unique. That was what the first movie was. It was why it was one of my favorite movies. Like, man, they're using music like Blow is one of my favorite movies, and the music in that is
music in Blow is amazing.
The music in Blow is great.
Devil's Rejects. The music in that, because Rob Zombie's like, I love 70s rock, is fantastic. This was actually in the movie, so I was like, man, that's a really unique idea. And I was ready because, like, man, they were going to do kind of late 70s classic rock in this, and they didn't really use any of it.
Guy, do you think they tried too hard with this one?
I just think that I don't want to. I think James Gunn did it right the first time. I just think a lot of those songs from Zeppelin or the Who or maybe the Beatles, I think they might have just cost too much, and they just didn't. Like, why should we pay this fucking much money to have this song be on a scene for 2 fucking minutes while I can get another song that fits the scene just as well? I think that's probably what happened. Especially after what the first Guardians did, man. If you go to a band like the Rolling Stones, like, hey, we want to use one of your songs for this, I guarantee he's like, "Hey, it's gonna be a lot of money because I know this is gonna fucking resonate."
No kidding.
Huge.
Well, I bet that this, because the soundtrack for the first one did so well, the second one automatically, no matter how bad it could be, was going to make a lot of money because of the success of the first one.
I just thought the second one could be better because the first one, a lot of the songs in there, I didn't really like. Like, I didn't really like Hooked on a Feeling or anything until it used it. The Jackson 5 in there, the Steppenwolf, some of that in there I really liked. But going into this genre, I'm like, man, this is a genre of music I fucking dig. I love 70s. There's no Creedence Clearwater Revival in this either. There's so many bands that I thought that they could use, and maybe it's just too much money, but I just thought it was kind of a missed opportunity for them.
If money's the reason being owned by Disney, I can't accept that as a good excuse.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, they could still do it in the next one because I really don't want to see a Guardians with, like, 80s music. I really don't. I don't want to see a Guardians with, fucking Bon Jovi or something like that. I would rather them stay in the 70s and use some classic rock.
This is a great line, and even though they used it in the trailer, when they used it in the movie, I was still like, fuck yeah. Plus the fact that Baby Groot said fuck is pretty cool. Dude, again, I'm so done with the ego Quill fight. Like, you've already given me all the emotion. I've seen the team unite.
And he's doing Pac-Man. I
know.
This honestly, man, is where it kind of lost me right here. Like, I was just like, eh. And honestly, I have to say, our last episode 29, we talked about the movies in 2017. And I said I didn't leave a movie disappointed, which is true. But honestly, I thought for expectation-wise, because Pirates I had kind of low expectations and it went way above. This one I had pretty high expectations, and it met it, but it didn't go over at all. And it was because of the third act.
It's crazy how much
this is too much.
Yeah, and part of that though is because of the movies that came before it. Pirates, we had 3 shitty pirate movies before it, so we're like, well, there's no way this one could be good. This movie was the best movie in the MCU, probably, arguably, and that's why this one had such high expectations going in.
After this year, this is going to be the worst MCU movie. I think Homecoming was way better, and I think Ragnarok is going to be way
year,
better.
you mean?
Of the year.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I was about to say, there's no way this is worse than Dark World.
No, I'm
We're
saying
about to
of the
fight
year,
if you
this
think
will be number 3 of the MCU movies, just because of the third act. I think Homecoming was fan-fucking-tastic, and I think Ragnarok is
a lot of that was because of the villain as well.
I like how different their 3 movies are this year. Like, this and Homecoming could not be more different, obviously.
A lot of that, though, is because of Tom Holland, too, because he is great as Spider-Man.
He is good.
I've said this before. I think not only is he a very good Spider-Man, he's a good Peter Parker, too.
Yeah,
he's the best balance of both.
Jeff, was Downey Jr. in that movie?
I think he popped his head in. But it wasn't connected.
I couldn't tell by the posters and all the press you guys did for it.
Yeah, I forgot how much everyone hates Iron Man.
Yeah, it's weird as a Spider-Man movie that you have a B-plus player like Iron Man show up, but I guess you need it so people will go see it.
It's true. Actually, if you read the comics, Iron Man is a B player. You can't ding yourself for that. Now you've just tainted the whole bell. Now it means nothing.
I own the bell.
Your credibility just dissolved the same way ego
Maybe
did.
that's the problem. Maybe we need another bell.
I can shit my pants and ring the bell if I want to.
You're drunk with power. And you're just drunk.
I'm a power-hungry drunk person.
This is the first time when Gunn goes for the emotion that I just don't really feel it, because the whole ego thing just kind of wore me out, to be honest.
And that third act, man, it was a wear-out scene for sure.
But as I say that, the end stuff here with Yondu gets me in the fucking gut.
Well, when Yondu gives himself up for him, man, that's
what a great fucking line. He may have been your father, but he wasn't your daddy.
Yeah.
And I love coming up here in a minute when all the Ravagers come back and do the fireworks thing.
That was definitely one of our best scenes in the review, because I picked that one. I'm pretty
That was
sure.
incredible, dude.
Yeah, I think our three scenes were the end scene with the fireworks, the scene where Groot was bringing back all the random shit, and the opening scene.
Yeah.
The opening scene, yeah. It's insane. That was like 5 months ago, and I can't remember what I picked for best scene because there's a lot of great scenes in this
Think
movie.
about how many beers ago that was.
Jesus.
Look, I can't even remember how many beers it was when I started this movie.
Think about how many hairs ago that was for Banner. Like, he had hair down to his ass crack during that movie.
Banner, are you growing that back out?
I mean, I'm more just, like, not getting it
I feel like you're at the point now, you're going to grow it till Mrs. Banner says, okay, cut it. Like, she hasn't said anything
grow it
yet.
Just like Khal Drago from Game of Thrones. Like, for each subscriber, I grow an inch of hair. And it's, like, down to your fucking ankle.
I'll do that.
I forgot how curly it gets in this phase, though.
Yeah, it gets a little froey.
Oh, dude, I totally forgot about that little rupee thing that he bought in the first one. They put on his casket.
Yeah, the troll.
Yeah. God damn it.
I've never been more turned on by a chick that is green. It's so weird.
Well, like, what are the other reference points?
Like, that turned me on?
Well, no, like, I've never been more turned on by a chick that's green. Like, what other chicks that are green has she surpassed?
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, it's a short list.
She's green.
Like, is it turn you on because she's green?
I don't think so.
You're not going to rule it out?
It's just good to know, because if any one of my black friends call me racist, I can shove this right in their face. Like, I think a green chick's hot. The chick with antennas isn't bad.
Like I said, she definitely won't tell you no.
No.
This is so good.
The emotion really works.
Him saying I had a pretty cool dad is like, I don't know. I don't even know, man. I just fucking, it's good. It's good writing. And you can write that, but if people don't give a shit about the characters that you've written, then it doesn't work. But that's not the case.
I disagree with you, Jeff. I think we should just put a bunch of characters in one movie where like 80% of the characters people don't even know about, and then just shove it down audience's throat, and then do solo films later, but only like 3 of the 4 connect. I think that's a recipe.
God, you're so butthurt right now, it's not even funny.
I want to buy it, but until we have 2 separate directors directing the movie, I'm a little hesitant.
Well, you're in luck, because one of those exactly has that. I'll tell you, I understand how I like them both. There's Fox movies I love, there's Fox movies I hate, there's DC movies I love, there's DC movies I hate, there's Marvel movies I love, Marvel movies I hate. But I get how people love Marvel movies and don't like DC movies, because Marvel does give you, it's a movie experience. There's laughter, and there's like, man, that sucks. I feel bad. I feel mad. I feel sad. I feel funny. They give you everything in one movie. DC doesn't do that. Fox does.
You hit it right on the nail right there. You said Marvel movies give you, and listed off a bunch of things.
They give you a lot, for sure.
Even Fox movies and DC movies especially, they don't give you any of those things. It's just a story.
Yondu looks like me leaving the bar after 3 shots. They strap me up with all this shit. They're like, put all his favorite artifacts on it as well. While we take him to the lift, to the Uber.
Fox movies give you that, but not in the same movie. Like, Deadpool's funny, Logan's dark as fuck, but it's not like in the same movie. Marvel will give you all that in the same movie, but it doesn't seem like the tone doesn't get fucked up for some reason. It's an insane formula they have over there, for sure.
Guys,
Do you guys like that he got a Zune?
Yeah, he goes, everyone's listening to him on Earth these days. Can hold like 300 songs.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
I want him to show up in Infinity War and be like, not to brag, but I have a Zune, and I want Tony Stark to be like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
He's like, I can
want
fit.
Tony Stark to be like, wow, that's like so 1992 of you.
I want
That's
Tony
awesome.
Stark to be like, I can fit 300 songs in my asshole.
Yeah, in my phone right now. Like, and I can text Pepper naked pics of my dick.
He's like, what?
What?
Anytime Groot's in a scene, stop traffic. So, do we count this Cat Stevens song as, is this technically, in terms of volumes he's gotten, is this volume 2 or is this volume 3 because it's on the Zune?
I think it's technically volume 3 because it's on the Zune.
That's what I would say.
Because
still.
at the end of original the Guardians 1, it wasn't called Guardians Volume 1, but like, do we unofficially call it Volume 1?
Well, the first one doesn't need to be called Volume 1 because it's the, like Bambi isn't called like Bambi 1.
I mean, I call it Bambi 1.
Okay, well, this episode's over then.
But I think to answer your question, I think this is technically Volume 3, maybe like a prequel. It's a prequel sequel.
Okay.
And it connects to everything, but it also connects to nothing.
At the same time. It's called art. The Ravager funeral, this is how you fucking end a movie. Word travels fast on the Ravagers Facebook group. Hey, Yondu wasn't actually a fucking child molester.
Oh, no shit? Well, maybe we should do the proper funeral.
All right, I'm going to talk about it right now, just because we got other shit to talk about when it's actually happening. But how do we feel about the 5 end credit / mid credit scenes?
I honestly don't even remember.
I just didn't like Ving Rhames. All right, whatever. I like the Baby Groot one, and I like the Adam Warlock one. But I really only like the scenes that give us substance. By the way, quick Miley Cyrus cameo here, guys.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I'm kind of over the end credit scenes just in movies in general.
I'm not.
I'm not over them.
I'll
at
never
all.
get
I think
over
they're
them.
awesome. I'm over doing like 8 of them. I get doing one funny one and then one that connects, but you shouldn't do like a ton of them, I guess.
Tessa Thompson, who plays Valkyrie in Thor Ragnarok, said that the Thor Ragnarok end credit scene is the best one in any Marvel movie.
Well, of course she's going to say that.
But no one has ever been like...
It better be, because it's going right into Infinity War. I love the end credit scenes, man.
It makes you feel like a comic book
fan. It's like
fan.
an American thing that no one knows why we do it, but we just fucking do it. But every time the movie ends, like some people are getting up, but once you see like 3 people sitting, like, what do they know that I don't? Maybe I should sit down. Like, what are they teasing? What are they teasing?
The first thing I do as soon as the credits start rolling is I Google, does this movie have an end credit scene?
Absolutely.
Like, basically, I might as well Google, can I get up and piss or not?
Yeah.
I've never seen my girlfriend more impassioned than at the end of Civil War when there was the Spider-Man end credit scene and some guy was standing up in front of me in the theater. She goes, can you sit down? This connects to the next movie.
How proud of you? How proud of her were you?
I've never been more turned on in my life at that point.
Dude, after Passion of the Christ, I googled, is there an after credit scene?
Yeah.
So yeah, and it said life.
Like, he comes back 3 days later? What the fuck?
What the fuck, really? When are we getting that movie?
Wow, that was volume 2.
Great job, guys.
Great job.
Oh, when will the Guardians
James Gunn.
return? See, this scene's funny.
It's cute.
It's cute.
I think it'd be funny if he, like, stabbed himself in the foot.
Who does he stab? Drax?
Drax, yeah.
Who's for some reason eating his Salisbury steak in the same hallway as this?
That's so Drax.
We've all been there. That's
one thing, too, that I dig about this. I like the end credits. Like, Them drawing the mustaches and drawing on the their faces. It was cute.
Cheap Trick playing, right? That's Cheap Trick.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fine. They're fine.
But this
So-
is 80s.
They're no Zeppelin.
Guys, as is tradition, we generally do anthology movies.
Yeah, we'll let you guys watch
not-
the credits on your own.
I'm not going to lie. I'm not in any state to actually talk words for an anthology movie. But Geiger and Hornacek have been bragging for days about their anthology movies. So, we're going to flip a coin here. It's actually a beer cap.
Okay.
It's Dos Equis beer cap, as we can see here. X's are going to be Geiger. Beer side is going to be Hornacek for who goes first.
Ooh. Oh, you did the catch and flip.
Catch and flip.
What if
X's
ours
is
the
up.
same?
Who was X's?
Geiger
I
was.
think I was.
Geiger, you get to choose home team or away team.
I'll receive.
All right.
All right. So
We're going
deferring.
to take the ball. We're going to score. Remember that, Jeff?
Yeah. Fuck you.
All right, Horns, you're up first. What is your anthology movie to Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2?
Thank you, Banner. Mine is called The Groot of All Evil. It stars Drax. No, I'm kidding. It stars Groot, obviously.
It's not that obvious.
Teenage Groot makes varsity as a sophomore. It's a big fucking deal. He becomes the talk of the town, the toast of the school, and then things start to go wrong. He's not a bad kid, but he starts hanging out with the wrong crowd, as we've often heard. He starts neglecting his studies, drops his extracurriculars, and he gets another plant chick pregnant, allegedly. She somehow loses the kid, totally unrelated. And basically he loses his scholarship to Rutgers. So he ends up selling death sticks in a cantina on Coruscant as he gets recruited by the Hutts to make a living. But what I really want to talk about isn't so much the Groot of all evil. It's the 30 for 30 that we can do on him 25 years later when he's an old withered up oak tree and he talks about all the mistakes that he made as an adolescent. That's what I want to see, and I hope that ESPN gets to work on it because let's all be honest. As much as we love a success story, we fucking love a train wreck. And that's what America really wants to see, is the Groot of all evil and then the 30 for 30 remake. Or not the remake, but the reimagining or the documentary of his life.
Wow. That's deep shit right there. Geiger, what do you got for your anthology movie?
Mine's on Groot too, but it's called Grootland. So Groot is starting high school, and all the high school kids are like, "Man, you gotta get laid, you gotta date people." But Groot decides one night, he's like, look in the mirror, he's like, "Oh my God, I'm Groot. I'm Groot, but I'm not a tree. I feel more like a bush." So Groot changes sexuality and becomes a bush. And he just gets so much shit for it. Like, people are not accepting because he's in the South. And, if this was in the North, maybe a Democratic state, it would work. But it doesn't. So he's a bush, and basically you got to see the plot. But at the end, he gets the ESPN, Courageous Award, since they're, really for Democratic shit. But it's called Grootland.
It's bad.
Wow.
It's a bad movie.
From a tree to a bush.
No one will pay
Like I
to see
said,
that.
guys, I'm too hammered to even say anything. I didn't come prepared for anything, and I thought, oh, it'll come to me, and it came to me, and then I pissed it out because I drank too much. Not gonna lie to you.
All right. That works. Sorry, MGM Studios, who hasn't made a fucking good movie since Nom. You can't take any of our ideas.
That's a terrible segue, but yeah, fuck you, MGM. Fuck you.
Yeah,
Vader
we'll end it on
is-
that.
Yeah.
We'll end it on that.
Oh, is that
Fuck
copyright
you, MCS.
infringement because we said those three letters consecutively?
Port this ship, please. Port the ship.
Guys, we have been the Bro Force Squad podcast. Follow us on Twitter at Bro Force Squad. Like us on Facebook. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Leave us a review on iTunes. And as always, you can find all of our content, linked our shit out on broforcesquad.com. Till next time, we are the Guardians of Bros. We're broing out for you. I'm Brian Banner for Jeff Hornacek and Matthew Geiger. I've talked too much. We're out. Drop the mic.
He's blue.